Hey man, gotta play TBC. What can you do? We got people in the guild chat chanting TBC. Look what I've established. I've established a love for the Burning Crusade that is not optional within the guild. We got people chanting TBC. Not even a hype, just a TBC. Well, it's TBC, TBC, TBC. Everyone's chanting it. It's a whole. It's required. Yara. Anybody's rocking faster. TBC. Gotta get my druid to 60. And I want to make this clear. This druid is not being created to replace my warrior when my warrior struggles in raid. Because that's not going to happen. That is not the purpose of the druid. It's for the 7th Gruul split raid. The druid will probably be my 3rd character. Is that true? Yeah, my paladin I think will be my 6th. Druid is 3rd, paladin 6th, I believe. Are you gonna do a storm chaser stream? I am not a big storm chaser, man. We're gonna have so many DSTs in Tragic. Here's hoping, man. I would be upset if we did not get Indonesian content rate. I mean, I'm in their Discord. I haven't made contact yet with them in game. My current plan. My current plan is to get a character actually to 70 and start talking to them. Because I'm probably not going to create a different character just for them, in the sense of like, I'm not going to talk to them and say, hey, what do you guys need? Warlock? Okay, I'll level a warlock. I'm not doing that because also I don't know that I can make their raid forever. I'm just going to show up a few times, see what happens, right? And potentially become a regular to their run every week if they'll have me, if I'm playing something they need. But what I don't want to do is I don't want to show up and like just play warlock or something and like get stuck in just a full normal guild environment forever. Maybe I just don't think I'll be able to in the long run do that. But if I stick around as like a social or a backup, or who knows when I sneak into SSCTK or Black Temple and what we find. But also, there's a decent chance they're just not that bad. Um, so it may not be as fun as we expect. Because again, just because it's a full Indonesian guild doesn't mean they're bad, right? There's no reason Indonesian players would be worse than normal players, English first language speaking players. The only reason why typically some players that are on other realms, like for example, if you're on NA and most people speak English and there's an Indonesian guild, or Titanes, for example, there's a Spanish speaking guild. The only reason why I feel like those guilds seem to do a little worse on average is because the communication issues. So when they're making mistakes in dungeons and people tell them that, they don't see it. They're not understanding that they're doing something wrong. If you do Shadow Labyrinth and you explain a strategy for how to make the mind control less dangerous, well, if they just don't read it and don't understand it, next time they do Shadow Labyrinth, they have not improved, right? Whereas everyone in the group that read the strategy improved. So I think that's the main reason why you see some players that are not speaking the main realm's language on average being worse, because they just, straight up can't understand a lot of the helpful information that is being shared. Zach Creer, how does this clip make you feel? Is this back in the day on?
I was recruiting like unlimited amounts. You have no idea. I probably spent like 20 hours recruiting this weekend. Not even kidding. It's pathetic. It's cringe. Every waking hour, I'm sauntering over to my computer, clicking my macro. I'm
That is
slash
true, by the
hooing
way.
people.
So the reason that was true is because we needed like a warlock, and warlocks are really hard to find. And again, I'm the only one looking. I'm the only one recruiting. We also don't want a terrible, complete, awful warlock. So like, it just took so much time and effort to find a warlock that is like slightly maybe possible. And then of course the warlock we get are crazy. Yeah, Tragic's turnover rate on locks and TBC was crazy unlucky. Yeah, I mean, if you want to lot blame it on luck, I'm not sure if I feel like loot wise we prioed certain things to them. Dude, did I not take? Oh no, I do. I was like, did I not get the Feralis flight point? I just wasn't expecting it to be so high on the map. Um, yeah, unlucky. They're probably better than Tragic, dude. This time I don't know, man. This time around is bad timing. Tragic's gonna be really good. I was finding people Warlock. Maybe they were bored. How can there be bad locks? I mean, yeah, but if you're recruiting, like, and you see a grade parsing Warlock, are you gonna recruit them? Clearly, this guy can't cash outable. Like, a geared Warlock that is grade parsing. I, I don't want to recruit someone with the assumption that they're going to be terrible and have to try and figure out how to make them not terrible. But I probably still would have. At that point, I probably still would have taken a player like that. It was just hard to find Warlocks. Because we had GGKPs. So all the good players went to GGKP. And at one point, we were on a kind of dead realm, too. Before the server transfer. Yo, what up, Pepper? Just out here on my druid, man. Preparing my restoration druid for the Burning Crusade. What do we got? My character's gear is pretty decent still. How many classes are you gonna play? I'm gonna go a little casual this time. I'm keeping it under 6. Right now I'm thinking warrior, warrior, druid, warrior, warrior, paladin. Yeah, Charmaine says whatever the guild needs, druid. I'm always the kind of player that will maintain off specs and be flexible if the guild needs it, but I really would prefer not to play bear or cat. I would rather play restoration druid. I was thinking about it. I'm a boomer, so you have to take it with some bias, but I was thinking about it. Dude, TBC has, believe it or not, quite a few specs that are what I would describe as best in slot, or at least in the case of like, for my personal preference, TBC has quite a few specs that I would consider to be like the best specs of the class's existence. Now, the problem is I'm a weird person. So like I think TBC Hunter is better than Wrath Hunter. But for example, I just talked to someone who literally is in our guild who played both and was like, yeah, no, Wrath Hunter is way better. So it's obviously different people like different things. But I would say TBC has Prot Warrior is my favorite version of Prot Warrior ever and my favorite spec ever. I think Resto Druid in TBC is the most fun of any other version of Resto Druid. That might be brain dead, but I don't know, dude. I've played a lot of Resto Druid. For me, I like TBC Resto Druid. I don't like any of the other Resto Druids that much. The only time I've ever really played Resto Druid was TBC, but I've tried playing it in almost like every expansion. Like even for example, like I go on retail. I can't play Resto Druid on retail. Resto Druid on retail is really not fun to me. Um, what else? TBC has I mean TBC Fury Warrior. I know I flame our guild for only wanting to play TBC Fury Warrior, but TBC Fury Warrior is very simple and it seems to be what everyone wants to play. So I don't know. Seal twisting rat is like I'm not gonna pretend like I know what's going on because I've never played it, but some people say seal twisting red is unlike anything else. The original orc male rogue ganker, yeah, used to be me, used to be my life. Prot warrior is top damage and raid by like double and mob. Jeez, jeez. Yeah, guys, I used to be a PvPer. Now look at me. I'm level 48, killing 41s. It's just a, it's. I mean, the fall off is immense. Just so petrified of PvP that I'm 7 levels over to just make sure I don't actually ever see someone near my level. If your TBC is pretty good, yeah. I mean, I think TBC has a lot of good spec. You got to give it. I know people will say stuff like Mop is the best time for WoW class design and all these things, but like, I feel like that's only true if you like simplified retail rotations or like retail-ish rotations. But like if you're a boomer in like the classic style game, dude, TBC is peak for a lot of specs and classes. There are some god awful specs to comment. That is true, but for example, I think there's a lot of god awful specs in the more modern versions of the game. Like for example, in Wrath of the Lich King, I would say Blood Decay is god awful. In Wrath of the Lich King, I mean, it just depends on what you're looking for out of the game. But like in Wrath of the Lich King, I would say Prop Paladin is more fun than TBC Prop Paladin for sure. But I don't know. TBC Holy Priest is pretty cool too. But I think Wrath Holy Priest is cool too. It's just not good. I ran from a backpedaling Paladin before Zoldaman last time. True. Dude, Paladins are just... It's. I will just say this about PvPing Paladins. Dude, it's just a time loss, man. I don't have all day. These buddies, they always have lay on hands up. They always take 0 damage. And they always have giant potions on them. And they bubble 3 times. It's like the buddy is gonna... It's actually gonna take like 4 minutes to kill this Paladin every single time. Now, again, I'm a druid. So anytime the Paladin tries to attack me, I can literally just walk away from them because they don't know how to put up Seal of Justice or whatever it's called. So I just press cheetah and walk away. But would I rather press cheetah and walk away or get in a 5-minute battle where they bubble 7 times? At this point, I just feel like every time I battle a Paladin, it takes way too long. Also, I'm not really trying to world PvP too much. I'm trying to level fast. I'm a speed. Some of you guys don't know this about me. I'm a speed runner. That's my background. Speedrunning Rugrats Royal Ransom, SpongeBob. There's clips of me sponge gliding on Battle for Bikini Bottom. Used to speedrun Divinity Original Sin. I speedrun Call of Duty Modern Warfare 2 Spec Ops. Those are the days. You did not complete Rug? I did actually complete Rug. That is a true statement. I did complete Rug. I 100%ed Rugrats Royal Ransom. Did I 100% it or did I just complete it? I think there might have been one mission I couldn't beat or something. I did enough to beat the game. I think it was just it's just any percent as we in the speedrunning community call it. Speedrun Mental Asylum with 4 Warriors and TBC. Well, that's the funny thing is I'm gonna stop at 4 Warriors, but I do have the capability for more if needed. Here's the cope, guys. Here's the cope. I'm not mentally ill if every alt has alchemy or transmuting. Surely that means I'm not mentally ill. Can we get a... You guys agree to that, right? I'm not mentally ill. I'm not planning to raid on 6 characters. Surely. It's just an alchemy alt. Come on, guys. It's just an alchemy alt. It's not a big deal. I am mentally well. You guys, can we get eyes on Caliph? Where's Caliph at? Are you gonna raid on them or only one? I'm only gonna raid on one. In the main raid. And then I might raid on a second in an alt raid. I mean, I definitely will at the start. I don't know how long I'll do that. And then I might raid with my other guild, Herod. So maybe... I mean, that's one. I'm going to play one. And then two are maybes. And then the rest are like, surely not, right? Surely not. You'd imagine. Are raids open on launcher? Is it gated? Bayfloyd, it's gated 2 weeks. I don't know if you're in the know for for the Burning Crusade. Raids are gated 2 full weeks. 2 full weeks. It comes out like the 19th or something, and the 5th is when the Dark Portal opens. So I probably will have 2 characters ready. I'm not sure. I think I've decided I'm gonna focus pretty hard on my main character, and my alt is gonna be pretty scuffed. I think a lot of times it's actually better to split time. I don't think your main needs to be especially with nerfed Kara. I don't think your main needs to be absolutely perfectly geared, and it's better sometimes to have like your alt be less useless than your main to be super stacked. But I personally think I might have more fun just focusing on one for the dungeons and everything. I think I may end up hurting my enjoyment a little bit if I focus too hard on 2 characters. Because, like, dude, the most fun thing about TBC is, like, the heroics and stuff in the dungeons. And, like, can you imagine if what I wake up and what I want to be doing is, you know, Sethic Hall's heroic, but instead I log out and, you know, level 60 in Hellfire Peninsula. So I'm going to aim to get an alt up quick, but I'm going to try to play my main quite a bit. Why are people pre-questing? Are they stupid? I'm gonna be completely honest. I really don't understand players these days. People in my guild, everything. Like, dude, none of them. It doesn't make sense to me. I feel like WoW players, in general, this is probably my biggest hesitation about playing World of Warcraft. Dude, it's kind of tough being a WoW player when you look at the other WoW players that I'm sharing the game with, and they're so brain dead. And dude, it's tough. I feel like it rubs off on me. I feel like it affects my mental state. Like the average WoW player currently, most of them are farming rank 14 to buy a bunch of rank 14 gear, or farming honor to buy rank 13 and 12 gear in a rank 14 weapon. I think a rank 14 weapon is decent. I probably, for some classes, would buy one rank 14 weapon. Because if you look, like for example, I'll just give you the basic one. Take the Spellblade. This is plus 70 spell power, okay? And the staff is 70 with a bunch of stats, but this is really the better one. 70 spell damage, right? 70 spell damage, 14 crit. This is really good, by the way. This is really good. And you're not realistically going to replace that for a long time, especially if you choose to enchant it. If you farm that right now, that is completely reasonable. That is a normal thing to do. A normal human being can do that. If we go into like slave pens and we look at the caster sword, it's only 56. That's worse. That's quite a bit worse still than the rank one. So the rank weapon is worth getting. But then if the problem is the rank weapons are worth getting, and like, look, this is 55 DPS. The rank weapons are like 59. So you're good for like, I don't know, even into slave pens, the weapons are still doing similar amounts as the rank weapon. So it's not like better or worse. It's kind of tied with like 64, 65 weapons. So if you get like a rank weapon and enchant it, you're good till 66, 67 type of thing for a lot of specs. What's brain dead though is the amount of people that feel forced to. I get if they're having fun, that's completely fine. Play the game if you're having fun. But the amount of people that feel like it is optimal to farm the entire class set. Like look at these rogue shoulders, okay? 21 agility, 10 hit. I'm sorry, guys. These are just not that good. These are just not that good. I'm sorry. Let's go look at Blood Furnace. Okay? These shoulders have almost the same agility, a little more hit. They have 40 attack power on them, bro. Like, this is level 61. So you're really gonna grind right now a ton of time getting epic gear that is straight up like just worse than a lot of dungeon gear. This chest is way better. This is pre-abyss for some classes. This chest is way better than the rank chest. Um like this for example, healing items, stuff like this, like a lot of these just items are just better. They're just better than the rank gear by a lot. So I understand again if you're having fun PvPing, especially the people that like boosted it or 58 and they're having fun at level 58, whatever. Hey, keep having fun, man. Never gonna tell people not to play the game when they're having fun. But the amount of people that like are spamming AV, not having fun, and are like, dude, I don't know, tragic. Our guild has so many people that are just like spamming AVs and complaining about turtles all day, and it's like, it's actually insane. Is this guy doing this quest, or what are we doing? And the gear is just not even. Again, it's the standard thing of like WoW players just cannot help themselves. WoW players just can't help themselves, dude. This is why WoW players, like, this is why it's important world buffs are not in the game. Because WoW players cannot help themselves. And they will do literally anything to do more damage. They'll do literally anything to get more gear. That is why the game is fun. That is why people love the game, is they love improving their character. But the problem is, a lot of people do not have a healthy stopping point. It's actually crazy, like, the percentage of WoW players that play Classic that will do literally everything for their character is actually, like, not that low, dude. I would guess, like, 10% of the population of Classic WoW, like, maybe 10%, maybe 5%, which is still really high, at least attempt to do almost everything possible. Like literally everything. Perfect professions, perfect pre-raid bis, perfect enchants. These are individuals that are always buying the expensive consume. They're never cheaping out, right? It's a surprisingly high percentage of players that attempt to play the game perfectly. Whereas if you compare it to a game like retail is just too hard to play perfectly. So a lot of people just accept that they're not going to, and they just live with that. This guy has a flare out. I mean, these mobs do go stealth. This buddy's running around with Tuga. Well, if you don't do that, you won't be invited to a raid. Well, no, there's degrees to everything. There's degrees to everything. So, for example, if you, I'll give you an example. There's an item called Blink Strike in the Burning Crusade. This item is extremely expensive, but it's a BOE sword. The percentage of people that are going to be attempting to get Blink Strike is, in my opinion, way higher than it should be. Because I think a lot of people will say, like, okay, you don't need Blink Strike. It's really expensive. I can still come to raid prepared with pre-raid bis in gear, but I don't need Blink Strike. But again, I think it's just why a lot of people play a game like WoW. They just want to be the strongest. That is what is fun for them. And so they say, all right, well, to be the strongest, I need Blink Strike. So it looks like I'm farming. It looks like I'm farming gold. Or rogues will start randomly pickpocketing stuff, trying to get like the thrown weapon out of the box. But yeah. The min-maxing is so overkill when the raids are post-nerf. Well, that's the thing, though. Again, it's not actually about anything ever mattering. it's about fun, actually. The people who are like trying extremely hard never have thought that they need to, right? It is fun for them to pretend like everything matters, or maybe pretend is the wrong word, but it is fun for them to, even if they know it doesn't matter, it's still more fun for them to give 100%. It's kind of like gambling. If you guys, poker. I know how many of you guys have tried playing poker when people aren't betting with real money. It's kind of pointless. It's kind of, and so if you play poker, even if you play with a small amount of money, it's not that the money is important, literally, or that you're trying to make money, or that that's an important part of that. It's just if there is not money involved, um, it's just not fun. It's I think the same way for some gamers that play WoW seriously is like, dude, if I'm not trying, what's the point? If I'm not trying to do as much damage as possible, why am I even playing? But yeah, the rank, it's tough too because a lot of the rank 14 pieces just aren't that good. Especially for the PvE only players, which a lot of the people getting it, like the whole thing about rank 14 was always like, oh yeah, it's insane for warrior, but I mean, it's not like, yeah, the weapons are good. Rank 14 weapons are good, but the rank 12 and the rank 13 armor, guys, I hate to break it to you, most classes in like PvE and stuff did not use these items. That's why most hunters and most, warlocks and most mages, like these classes are not ranking. It was mainly warrior. Even rogue, for example, a PvE only rogue is not really using much of the rank here. It's really just a warrior thing that you rank for PvE gear. But because in pre-patch it's like the thing to do, um, yeah, a lot of people are just buying gear that's just not even that good. Which again, if you're having fun, any of you listening to this right now that are in an Alterac Valley and you are somehow having fun, keep on keeping on, man. Have fun. There might be something wrong with you, but that's okay. There's probably a lot of things wrong with me. Doesn't attack bar from rogues rescale in TBC? In classic it's good because your burst comes abyss. I mean, I'm sure there might be some formulas that change to some extent in TBC, but attack power, if anything, in TBC more abilities benefit from attack power. Especially for like classes like warrior and feral cat or whatever. There's a few abilities that we did not scale with attack power at all in classic, and I feel like pretty much everything scales with attack power now in TBC. Like I think Rend in TBC scales with attack power, but didn't in classic. Stuff like that. You hate the meta lords. People are way too strict on taking certain classes because they're slightly lower on the same tier list. That, I mean, it's always tough because at the end of the day, people are just trying to do what they think's best. Guys, anyone seeing this? Did you just see that pathing from that mob? That was kind of crazy. People are just trying to do what they think is best. So if you're running a pug, they just want the pug to work, man. Like it's really not this crazy meta slave agenda. It's just, dude, if you were running a Gruul Mag pug, you just don't want the thing to disband. And if you are under the assumption that rogues are a terrible spec, you're just not going to invite them. And it's not because you're a terrible person. It's because I just want my Gruul Mag to work. Everyone says rogues suck. I'm not going to invite rogue. And it's really as simple as that. I hope they don't ban chickens this time. I was discouraging people from switching to gnomish engineering because chickens are currently banned on Warcraft logs. Am I still playing Turtle? Turtle WoW, dude. Guys, Turtle WoW, trust me. I've actually been thinking about Turtle WoW every time I get on Anniversary. It's tough, man. My addiction to Turtle WoW. Oh my god. I don't know. Maybe some people are actually having fun on Turtle WoW, but I just always think Turtle WoW is such a meme. It's only because it's called Turtle WoW. It just seems to me like such a Care Bear server. Like it's like the children's zone of WoW. Like that's the safe table for the kids is over on Turtle WoW. The added stuff in dungeons is so good. Hey, I mean, I'm just one of those brain dead people that will never play a server like Turtle WoW and then keep playing Blizzard official servers and then complain about them. Like, imagine this. This individual is on Turtle WoW playing an actually updated version of WoW, the type of game they want to play. Meanwhile, I am playing TBC, getting released for the second time. There's bugs literally in everything. Everything is bugged on this game. I still can't even see my health bar when I'm fighting enemies, bro. Target of target still shows the wrong health. Target of target still shows debuffs I don't have. Raid frames are still bugged. Like, dude, there's extremely basic things about the game that are just completely broken. And on top of that, Blizzard is about to release the game I want to play in a nerfed state. So it's gonna be hard for me to even like have fun. But you know what I'm gonna do? I'm gonna keep playing it. I'm gonna keep playing it, and I'm not gonna play a private server. I'm not gonna play a server that probably would respect my time better, or even just respect the fact that I want to play the Burning Crusade and not a dumbed down version. But yeah, so I'll just keep playing this game, even though, and I'll look at a person playing Turtle WoW and I'll laugh and I'll say, haha, Turtle WoW, that's a funny name. Even though in reality, that player is probably gonna have a better experience than me. Good. What can you do? Not taking a rogue because you heard they aren't great is dumb. If you need DPS, how could they make your pug fail? Especially if they know their class gear in and out. But again, that's the sad thing. Like that's the reality of the world. That's like a sweet summer child moment of like, dude, I hate to break it to you, no one cares if you know your class in and out. No one believes you. If I whisper a pug leader like, yo, bro, I know my class in and out, I've been there. I'm the pug leader. I'm laughing at you behind the screen. I'm going to be completely honest with you. If someone whispers me, hey man, I know my class inside and out. I'm an impact. I'm going to make a big impact on this raid. I'm laughing because I think that is a funny thing to say. And I feel bad that this poor rogue feels the need to type that to try and get into a group. But I am not inviting you to the group, unfortunately. Unfortunately. Even if I wanted to invite a rogue, I would just invite a rogue that seemed more normal. Because if you start typing things like, trust me, I really know my class, I immediately think this person is kind of insane. A little bit insane, and I would not invite that person. Yeah, the problem is, most pugs suck. So if most pugs suck, you'd rather run a bunch of warlocks that their class is easy, or hunter, or if they just AFK and press steady shot, they're going to do way more damage. And at least these specs are like bringing, like for example, you know, you can invite a rogue, which you just hope kicks and does damage. But if they don't kick and they don't do damage, they're completely useless. Or you can invite a red paladin with a paladin buff. I mean, obviously you're going to pick that every time. Know how to press S and D, sick. I mean, yeah, Classic WoW has always been a funny thing of like the game is really easy, but there's still an insane skill gap. It's kind of funny. It's kind of funny how large the skill gap is. I mean, we've all seen it firsthand. You guys know. All of you have seen a player playing a class like Warlock. I don't have my Hearthstone set, which is a bit unlucky. Because I will have to take a little extra run. It would have been good to Hearth after this, but whatever. All of you guys have played WoW. You've played with Warlocks. They just can't do damage. I don't know how it's possible. Yeah, Rogue. It doesn't matter if you're a Rogue with like Warglaives. They will not invite you. They won't invite you to dungeons. They won't invite you to raid. Yeah. I mean, rogues do. Yeah, rogues also do want all of the gear. That's contested. All right, let's see if there's any pirates. I don't know if these mages are going to have killed everything. I didn't say I would message people saying that, lol. Yeah, I'm not trying to say you are saying that, but I mean, if I get a message like that from a rogue saying that I'm a good performer, I think they're insane. I don't know. There's not a lot a rogue can do. If this is like the standard thing everyone tells rogues, if you want to play rogue, man, try and get in a guild and try and be a nice person. And hope out of game things can keep you in a guild. Hey, but guys, don't worry. Speaking of classes that are discriminated against, guys, can we start speaking about Prot Warrior? Prot Warriors deserve to be discriminated against. I think Prot Warrior is much worse than Rogue in the hands of a bad player. Because we talk about this whole Rogue thing. Rogue is not hard to play. Prot Warrior is hard to gear and hard to play. So all of this bias that we're discussing about Rogue is probably misplaced to some extent, but it actually just isn't for Prot Warrior. Like, I am planning to play Prot Warrior, and I would recommend never inviting a Prot Warrior, guys. It's that bad. I want to play Prot Warrior, but I would never actually recommend any of you guys invite a Prot Warrior ever to a raid. They are terrible. They're literally all terrible at the game. Because here's the problem about Prot Warrior. If someone's playing Prot Warrior, they have either no clue that everyone thinks Prot Warrior is bad, or they're a boomer dad that thinks Prot Warrior is just a cool concept. The amount of people playing Prot Warrior like me, who know it sucks, allegedly. I actually don't think it sucks, but that doesn't matter. The amount of people playing like me that know the public sentiment of the spec being bad, but are still trying to overcome that or whatever, is very low. The majority of people playing Prot Warrior are either turbo boomers that just like feeling like they're a warrior player. And these buddies are going to be wearing tier gear. They're not going to be PvPing. They're not going to have, there's just, again, turbo boomer. They're also going to be a lot of Prot Warrior players that just switch off the class. Like, pretty much all the good Prot Warriors will just stop playing Prot Warrior because they're told it sucks and they're told Feral brings more. So all of the tryhard nerds just stop playing Prot Warrior. The only people left playing Prot Warrior are boomers. And the problem is Prot Warrior is hard. So Prot Warrior appeals to boomers because thematically you are a warrior. Thematically you're a tank, you're a shield. They don't want to be a paladin, a holy light person. They want to be a warrior. So thematically it appeals to a lot of players. But the problem is a lot of casual players. Prot Warrior in TBC doesn't play to casuals. It's easily the hardest spec in the game, and it's not close. Prot Warrior is by far the hardest spec in TBC. If it's a 1 through 10 scale, Prot Warrior would be the 10, and the next closest class would be like a 7. It's not even close. Like, what is the hardest specs in TBC? You got Seal Twisting Ret, you've got Enhance that have to press totems on a timer, and you've got Hunter. Playing Hunter perfectly is probably the closest thing. But the difference between playing Hunter and playing Prot Warrior is if you play Hunter poorly, you are still very effective. If you play Prot Warrior poorly, you are completely useless and griefing the entire raid. So Hunter can be played poorly. Prot Warrior cannot. So even if Hunter is difficult to play perfectly, I would say, especially in an AoE situation, I'd say Prot Warrior is significantly harder to play than Hunter. In AoE tanking, dungeon tanking. Yeah. It sounds delusional, but I don't know enough to call me out. No, it's just a fact. It's not, I'm coping, just a matter of perspective. It just depends on what you think. Like, for example, okay, are we talking about there's a few things going on. Warrior tanks have to care about their damage and their threat and their survivability. Hunter just does not, right? Hunter just does not. The actual rotation of Prot Warrior seems really simple at first, but it's a little hard when you consider you have to keep up debuffs like Thunderclap and Demo. And if you want your Thunderclap to stay up, even if the boss resists it, it kind of, you have to like Thunderclap early. And then you're in a situation where, okay, let's say the debuffs on the boss have dropped. This is a common Prot Warrior situation. Your debuffs have fallen off the boss. You are kind of low health, getting destroyed by the boss, but you're also low on threat. Put yourself in this situation. Put yourself in this situation, okay? You are playing Prot Warrior. Your health is 40%, and you're about to lose threat. What do? Do you Demo Shout? Do you Thunderclap? Because you're scared of dying? Or do you just pray to God you get healed and keep... What a nice dude. The answer is you pray to God you get healed and you try and hold threat. Or you scream at your DPS, stop damage. Those are your two options. Guess what? They're not going to be too happy if you stop damage. But yeah, that's the whole thing of like... I understand... Bayfloyd is talking about hunters that melee weave. Nobody's melee weaving, bro. Nobody's melee weaving. If we're talking about the actual game, nobody melee weaves. Last time around, nobody melee weaved. It didn't exist. The only people who were melee weaving were cheating. I don't want to count cheaters. These people were cheating and using mouse macros, okay? Those people were cheating. The actual people melee weaving was almost nobody. So sure, if you want to talk about the no real people that are melee weaving, I still would say if you're melee weaving as a hunter and you screw up your melee weave, literally nothing happens. If you are playing Prot Warrior, you know, and you screw up, you are not holding threat of the boss, and people are going to get meleeed down and die. So Prot Warrior is just much higher stakes. You need to react fast with defensives. You need to keep up shield block enough. If you're not keeping up shield block enough, you're going to die. You know, if you're not keeping up Thunderclap Demo, you're going to take a lot of extra damage. You're objectively wrong. Sounds good, man. But yeah, anyway. Everyone was weaving. Oh, here we go. PvP. PvP. Everyone was weaving. Are we talking about Sunwell? I remember... Oops. Dude, I just choked. I was trying to moonfire this guy, and I misclicked like 4 times. I easily could have lost the tag. But, yeah. Maybe this time around more people will weave, but nobody weaved, man. Nobody weaved. It's a thing. It's not cheating. Using mouse macros is cheating, in my opinion. Question: You're playing Prot Warrior on your 4th GCD, taunt on CD. Rep Paladin rips a fat threat lead. What do you do? Yeah, what do? You call for the Paladin to get bopped. That's what you do. Somebody bop this guy. But yeah, Prot Warrior, it's hard to explain for people that haven't like again, I understand a lot of you guys listening to this have never tanked, but like you do realize that like how you position things is important. Where you stand is important. How you face things is important. How you move is important. These are all things that like a DPS player doesn't have to do. You do have to think about movement in retail, but in TBC there's not that much movement. So you actually don't have to think about movement that much. So you kind of just sit there and smack stuff. Have you tanked speedruns before? I mean, kind of. Not what you would call a speedrun. I've tanked a bad guild speedrun. I've not tanked a good guild speedrun. But yeah. Basically, long story short, Prot Warrior is easily the hardest spec in the entire game. It's not close. If you think Hunter is close, first of all, most Hunters aren't weaving. But if you think Hunter is close, you're forgetting that it is more difficult when you have to focus on survivability and threat, and it's more difficult when you have to focus on positioning, and it's more difficult when your gearing is more complicated. Hunter gearing is extremely simple. You just sim and equip what you think gives you more damage. when you're playing Prot Warrior, you cannot do that. You can't just send the thing that does the most damage because you might start dying. You need resistance sets. You need all these things. That is part of playing the class as well. Speedrun tanking is the hardest thing in Classic, in my opinion. I think healing in speedruns can be hard too because your mana is expensive. But again, I think both would be harder than just DPSing. I wonder if my blurp even worked. I don't think that... Did you guys hear it? I might have muted it because I got mad at them at some point. There's always Arena, by the way. Just to be clear, Arena is harder than PvE. So when I'm talking about difficulty, I'm just only talking about PvE. Nothing in PvE is harder than PvP, just to be clear. PvP is harder than any of this trash. My advice to Prot Warriors in TBC, reroll. See, that's the thing. That's what I'm saying about Prot Warriors, guys. Do not invite Prot Warrior to your group. Because any Prot Warrior that you invite to your group has probably heard that their spec is terrible and is playing it anyway. Now, there's a few good Prot Warriors out there. But most of them are just going to be boomers that are in full tier gear and cannot hold threat of anything. Like, genuinely, I'm not kidding. The average Prot Warrior cannot hold a single target on, like let's say you're doing High King Mulgar in Gruul. And you're doing the boomer strat where you kill all the ads. There is a boss called Mulgar, okay? There's a tank that you assign to Mulgar. No one is hitting the boss. I'm telling you, the average Prot Warrior cannot hold threat of Mulgar. He's going to lose threat to Mulgar on pull, and someone is just going to die. Or they're going to kite Mulgar on top of a healer and get them cleaved. Human male, full stam gems, full tiered. Dude, it's not even stam gems. Here's the thing. You are going too far, guys. Most Prot Warriors are not wearing stam gems, dude. Most Prot Warriors are using random gems they have found in TBC Heroics. You guys who watched my stream last time, every single Prot Warrior I inspected in Shatrath, it was like a 90% chance that the Prot Warrior had like parry gems on. Parry and dodge. It was literally, I'm not kidding. I promise you, I inspected every Prot Warrior I ever saw in Shatrath. Every single one. And most of them are actually just using parry gems. Parry gems, dodge gems, just complete garbage. Complete garbage that they just found from their TBC Heroic. Because in TBC Heroics, you can get epic gems that have a tiny bit more stats. But they're like each dungeon has a specific stat breakdown. But a lot of the Prot Warriors are just equipping like just completely random stuff. Like, they're equipping defense and parry, and that's just not what you're supposed to gem. Right? This is the other problem. To play Prot Warrior, you need to do arena. Dude, the average PvE player does not want to do arena. The best in slot gear for Prot Warrior requires arena or battleground gear. I'm not saying you can't make a good set without it. You definitely can. I'm just telling you it's kind of difficult to make a good set without PvP gear. And the average player who does not have PvP gear is not making a good set. They're equipping full tier defensive gear. And this is the thing I'm talking about. Like, if you guys knew of a warlock, or if you guys knew of a mage, and they're a little bit of a boomer, right? They're a little bit of a boomer, and they equip full tier. It's not that big of a deal. The dude likes to wear tier. He's having fun. We don't really have a problem, right? As soon as it's your tank, though, and your tank is in boomer gear, now we have a problem. Because instead of it just being, oh, yeah, our warlock is doing 10% less damage, but they feel cool, they look cool, and they actually have more stamina. Well, instead of that being the case, now it's your Prot Warrior in full tank gear. And what does that translate to? Oh, our Prot Warrior, he likes looking cool. He's in full defensive gear. So we just can't hit the boss. We just can't hit the boss. GG. Yeah. Before I accept a prot warrior to my group, I force him to send a screenshot of his bags. And if he doesn't have at least 4 different sets, yeah, true actually. But yeah, prot warrior is you just got to be careful with those people, man. Prot warrior players are freaks. There's also the problem is, okay, I just said all these things about prot warriors. Most of the good prot warriors also suck because most of the good prot warriors are perma spamming threat gear, so they can hold threat, but that's all they can do. Like I knew of a prot warrior, cannot confirm their identity, but I used to check their logs every week, and there was a certain boss that they would just die to every single week because they refused to do anything but wear full threat gear, and they just died off cooldown. So yeah, even the quote good prot warriors that get PvP gear, that do battlegrounds, even the good ones, if they're not being conscious of their survivability, they also suck. Actually, I'm going to go back in there. They also suck. And the reason they suck is because they're using only threat gear on boss like Brutalis, and then they're just dying. Like this individual, I would check their logs every week. They would die on Brutalis every single week. I compared their warrior to my warrior. They were taking double the damage because they had the wrong gear on. And so, like, that's an example. You play with a prot warrior. If they put the wrong gear on, they're going to take double damage on Brutalis. Right? Or you could just bring a bear, and their gear probably doesn't even matter. Like, their gear probably does not even matter what they're doing on Brutalis. Yeah. The only important task is the prot paladin. Prot paladin is the main character. Everyone else is aesthetic. So many PV boomers are going to buy arena boosts. Yeah, I mean, luckily for, I don't know. Shoulders are, I don't think I'll go for shoulders because they're too much work. Shoulders are good for prot warrior sometimes, but yeah. Dude, prot warriors suck, man. Not the spec. So prot warrior is extremely niche. It has its good points, but there's not enough to warrant maining it. See, I disagree. I think prot warrior is good. It's just hard, man. It's just hard to play and hard to gear. And like the only person who should play a prot warrior, these are your check boxes. If you want to play prot warrior, you should, one, you kind of need to be a loser. Okay, you need to try very hard at the game. If you don't try very hard at the game and do sweaty stuff, you're not going to hold threat, and people are going to hate you. And that's the problem of like playing a tank. If you are a bad tank, you are griefing an entire raid. It kind of sucks. Now, if you play something like Bear, even if you are doing a lot of things wrong, you can still get by. But yeah, if you are a prot warrior and you are bad, you are griefing the entire raid. But I do think prot warrior is very good early if you play it correctly. I think it's very good in the early phases. Unfortunately, this time around, the early phases are nerfed, which sucks for prot warrior. But it's very good early. Shield block is extremely broken against any boss that can crush. Commanding shout and battle shout is still good. It's still good to bring battle shout. I know everyone's going to talk about feral, but there's some guilds like my guild. My guild has 2 ferals. Me playing prot warrior is unironically better than me playing feral. I know you guys are going to say cope. It is just the truth. Our guild has 2 ferals. We have a cat. We have a cat and a bear. Okay? We do not need a third bear. Because we're not even doing 3 physical groups. We're going to do 2. So, like, I actually, it would better, if I was a bear, we would lose a battle shout. If I was a bear, because we're only going to have 1 DPS warrior. If I was a bear, we would lose battle shot. So and we wouldn't need an extra crit buff. So, you say you don't really do 3 physical for a while. We'll probably never do 3 physical just for loot reasons. But anyway, the point I'm making is like in my situation, prot warrior is actually going to be pretty good for our guild. But the problem is it's still hard to itemize. It's hard to gear. If you want to play a prot warrior, you need to try really hard, especially in dungeons. In dungeons, by the way, raid, we've been talking about mainly raid. You could play arms in the Feral's tank technically, but again, in this situation, we have a Feral cat. They don't want to go bear. But yeah. Anyway, they do not want to play bear. If you're playing Prot Warrior, man, you got to try so hard in dungeons. It's stressful. Like, explaining, I genuinely will say this, tanking dungeons as a Prot Warrior is probably the hardest thing I've ever done in World of Warcraft. I'm not kidding. I'm not kidding. And this is, I've played, I've Mythic raided. I've killed end bosses, Mythic end bosses. I have played Mythic Plus to a moderately high level in retail. I've killed most of the stuff in, I killed all the stuff in TBC, most of it in Classic, most of it in Wrath. Tanking dungeons as a Prot Warrior is genuinely like the hardest thing in the game. It is so difficult. Tanking heroics as Prot Warrior is just so hard if you actually want to hold threat and not like, and allow your group to do a lot of damage. It's really hard. It just takes so much effort and so much brain power. If you walk in not paying attention, talking to someone else like who walks up to you, you are just not holding threat. And in TBC heroics, that sometimes means people just start dying because the mobs hit really hard. I don't think I am griefing the raid by playing Prot Warrior, but I believe that I am going to have to take a tremendous amount of effort to ensure that. So I personally do not feel that I am griefing the raid by playing Prot Warrior. That is my opinion. But I do think that because of that, I have to put in so much effort to make sure I don't. I do think I would be griefing the raid if I didn't PvP. This is why, I'll show you right now. I'm preparing Honor. Blue gear. I'm preparing Honor on my other character. I have 35 marks. I need 40 before TBC. I have 12 of these. I need 20 of these. I need like 20 of these marks, maybe more. I'm preparing before TBC to have enough marks to buy all of the PvP gear. And then I'm going to spam Eye of the Storm. Like, I feel like that is something I need to do as a Prot Warrior. Because if I don't do that as a Prot Warrior, I am going to not have as much threat as I otherwise could. But yeah, realistically, you should only play Prot Warrior if you only have one warrior. Yeah, realistically, if we're talking about being realistic, you should only play Prot Warrior if you are willing to try extremely hard and you want to PvP, you want to do battlegrounds to get the gear. You are accepting of the fact that dungeons are going to be very difficult. Basic dungeons, a paladin can just walk up and consecrate. And instead, you are going to have to tab target 17 times, and you're going to have sweat dripping down your face. Like, that's just what you accept when you play a Prot Warrior. And you also accept that everyone's going to treat you like garbage. You're not going to get invited to dungeons. You're not going to get invited to raids because you're a Prot Warrior. So you're going to get treated bad. You're going to have to try harder. Like this is what you're signing up for if you play Prot Warrior. You have to try harder than everyone else in the raid. Your class is harder than everyone else in the raid. Your out of raid requirements are harder than everyone else in the raid. You have to do more outside of raid than anyone else because you need battleground gear and PvP gear. And you need more of it than anyone else.
半年前の記憶を消してほしいか。
失礼します。先生、ご予約の水品様がいらしています。どうぞ。失礼します。
森谷清涼です。お待ちしておりました。さあ、どうぞお座りください。うちを初めて訪れると、LTM クリニックと書かれたドアを見て、誰もが何かの医療関係だと思うだろう。白い受付カウンターには白衣を着た受付嬢、そして清潔感のある室内と手入れの行き届いた観葉植物が来る人の心を和ませる。 あなたの忘れたい記憶を消しますなんて怪しい歌い文句を信じさせるためにはいくつもの小道具が必要だ。加山様のご紹介と聞いております。水品愛菜様でよろしいですか？
はい。思い出したくない嫌な記憶を消してもらえるって聞いて、本当なんでしょうか？
本当ですよ。まあいわゆる簡単な催眠療法です。機械も使いますが、基本的には催眠術で嫌な記憶を思い出さないようにします。それにもし後から記憶を取り戻したいときは戻す処置もできます。私がするのはあなたの中の嫌な思い出をほんの少しどこかに追いやるだけ。大切なものを銀行の金庫に預けるようなものです。
そうなんですか。それで消してほしい記憶を詳しく話した方がいいのでしょうか？
それには及びません。サイコメトラーってご存知ですか？私は物質に触れることでそれに関する思念や記憶をたどることができます。といっても機械の力を借りてですがね。大体の年月日が分かれば一番いいです。交通事故に遭った時とか旅行に行った日の記憶など長期にわたるような記憶でなければ数回 LINE なされば完全に消せますよ。
それならぜひお願いします。
わかりました。では早速治療に入りましょうか。腕をまくってもらっていいですか？
はい。
記憶を封印するときにこの機械で少しだけ電流を流します。一度試しに流してみますね。強いようでしたらおっしゃってください。
大丈夫です。弱いくらい。
そうですか。それなら始めましょう。この電極のついた帽子をかぶってください。では目を閉じて。この帽子はただの飾りだ。実際の診療にこんなくだらないハリボテは何の意味もない。本当に必要なのはこうやって手を握ったり患者の一部に触れること。それだけで俺は相手の記憶を映像として読み解くことができる。消したい記憶の大体の年月日が分かるようでしたら教えてもらえますか
？3年前の7月3日午後9時頃でした。
時刻まで口にするのは珍しいな。おそらく何度か記憶をなぞるような行為をしたか誰かに繰り返し質問されていたんだろう。どちらにしてもこれなら記憶も覗きやすい。見えてきた。彼女がどうやら夜道を歩いているようだが何かに気づいたようだ。慌てて携帯電話をかけ怯えた様子で塀の陰に隠れる。そこへ若い男が興奮した顔で走ってくる。男が彼女に気づいた様子はない。彼女はその男が走り去るのを待ち恐る恐る道沿いの空き地に向かう。そこには衣服が乱れた女性が倒れている。意識を失っていたらしいその女性が彼女の呼びかけに目覚め悲鳴を上げる。なるほど。事件を目撃してしまったんですね。犯人を見たと。
はい、そうなんです。
暗かったようですから顔ははっきりとは見えなかったんじゃありませんか？
ええ、そうなんです。どうして
目を閉じて集中してもらわないと読み取れません。今の私には映像だけで音声は分かりません。消してほしいのは事件に関する出来事ですか？被害者は無事なようですが。
被害者の女性は犯人を見ていないのです。いきなり殴られて気絶して その乱暴を私が怖くて助けに行かなかったから。だから犯人を目撃したのは私だけなんです。
どうやら彼女は責任を感じているようだな。その上犯人を見たのが自分だけということもかなりのストレスになっているようだ。犯人はまだ捕まっていないのですね。
はい。
事件そのものの記憶を封印しますか、あるいはそうですね、記憶の一部を修正する方がいいかもしれませんね。事件から3年経って犯人も見つからないようでは今さら証言台に立つこともないでしょうし。
記憶の修正？
ええ。つまり事件当日あなたは倒れている女性を発見した。それだけです。犯人を見ていないし女性を助けただけ。そのように記憶を修正することが可能です。
じゃあそれでお願いします。もう気に病むのは嫌なんです。あのことを思い出すと自己嫌悪に陥ってしまって。
では目を閉じて私の声だけ聞きなさい。深いところに落ちていくイメージを描いて、少しずつ手が重くなっていきますよ。今日の業務も無事終了。この商売も口コミのおかげで好調だ。さっきの女性の記憶はあと 2,3 回で消せるだろう。ただ一つだけ引っかかることがある。彼女は犯人の顔を見ていないと思っているようだが、俺には犯人の顔が見えた。どこかで見た覚えのある顔なのが気になるな。確か診療データが残ってたよな。ああ、これだ。一色和彦。うちに来たのは2年前。費用が高くて払えないと言って帰った男だ。連絡先は携帯か。
留守番メッセージです。合図の音がしましたら伝言をどうぞ。
LTM クリニックの守谷です。以前当院に足を運んでくださった方にモニター募集の連絡をさせていただいています。記憶に関するお悩みなどありましたら今回に限り費用は無料となりますのでどうぞご連絡ください。では失礼します。他人の記憶を垣間見ることができる。この能力に気づいたのは中学生の頃だ。他人に触れ相手がその記憶を引き出すと同時に俺もその記憶を脳裏に描くことができる。そんな俺が今の商売を始めることになったきっかけは、あれは5年前ふらっと入った店で飲み代が足りないのに気がついて。なあ、あんた何か探し物ないか。1000円で探してやるよ。
じゃなくした銀の指輪を探してくれ。ドクロのリングだ。
オーケーオーケー。意地が悪いな。後ろのポケットに入っているじゃないか。
あんたどうしてわかった？俺はあんたより先にここにいる。指輪を入れたのを見ているはずがない。当てずっぽうか？
夜なのにサングラスをかけ迷彩服にドレッドヘアといういでたちの男。 そんな変人にこの変な能力を知られたところで失うものは何もない。俺は隠さず喋った。
へえ、面白いな。それ商売にしないか？
祖父から受け継いだ土地や建物をいくつも所有していた塚本は俺に興味を持ったようで、住居兼仕事場を提供してくれた。
あ、清涼さん。オーナー来てますよ。いつものように奥の部屋です。
そう、北野くん、今日もかっこいいね。
もうからかわないでくださいよ。
喫茶店迷い道。一見バーにも見える俺の行きつけの店だ。そもそも喫茶店に酒は置けないはずだが、オーナーの塚本によると私物だから構わないらしい。塚本いるか？
どうぞ。
客がいたんだ。もしかしてお前の女か？
俺の新しい彼女、黒バラさんって言うんだ。
黒バラさんって何？ペンネームとかそういうの？
占い師やってんだって。
え？彼女ができるってこと？でも俺今狙ってる子いるんだけど。
何言ってんだ。シャオリンなら国に帰ったぞ。
帰った？
清涼によろしくって言ってた。
待て、俺あの子に20万貸してるんだけど。
お前は女を見る目がないんだよ。
お前に言われたくないな。今度はなんだよ、占い喫茶でもする気か？
よくわかったな。趣味と実益を兼ねようと思ってな。占いとケーキセット込みで2000円。な、安いだろう。
相場がわからん。
相場なんて自分で決めるもんだ。じゃま、お前の運命の出会いに乾杯しようぜ。
はあ、俺の20万。はい、LTM クリニックです。
石木和彦と言います。モニター募集って聞いて電話したんですけど。
一式から電話があったのはそれから数日後のことだった。はい、無料にて承っております。簡単なアンケートに答えるだけですので、この機会にぜひ体験なさってみてください。
じゃあ
予約日を決めて電話を切った後、予想外の客が現れた。おっと、誰だ？はい、どなたですか？
警察です。責任者の方に少しお話を伺いたいのですが。
少々お待ちください。警察？捕まるような絵馬したか？
ああ、どうも。私、捜査一課の畑野道也と言います。先日、水島愛菜という女性がこちらに来たはずですが。
こいつ高圧的なやつだな。水品さんですか？それが何か？客のプライベートに関しては守秘義務がありますので答えられない場合もありますよ。
彼女はある事件の大事な目撃者です。ところが昨日話を聞こうとしたら、事件の記憶が全くないと言い出す。驚いて尋ねてみると、こちらに来て記憶を消したと言われました。
3年前の事件と聞いてたから警察はもう動かないと思っていたが、
記憶を消すなんてうさんくさい話だと思っていましたが、
全くその通りですね。記憶を消すなんてうさんくさい話だ。刑事さん、そんな話を真に受けてここまで来たんですか？残念ながらお力になれないようです。どうぞお帰りを。
お前、本当に彼女の記憶を消したのか？
刑事さん、信じてるんですか？
信じてねえよ。でも本当に彼女は覚えてないようだった。お前って何をしたんだ？彼女は大事な目撃者なんだぞ。
目撃者って言っても3年も前のでしょ。しかも犯人は見つかっていない。それとも見つかったんですか？
別件で疑いのある人物が拘留されている。彼女には面通しさせるつもりだった。
疑いのある人物？ちょっとこいつの記憶を覗かせてもらうか。40ぐらいの男。マナが見た犯人とは別人だ。ああ、それね。彼女の事件とは無関係ですよ。
なぜわかる？
さてね。それよりも本当に犯人が見つかった暁にはきちんと彼女の記憶を戻しますからご心配なく。
そんな簡単に戻るものなのか？
記憶というのは意外にシンプルな作りをしているものなんですよ。こちらも忙しいのでそろそろお帰りいただけますか。今度来るときは電話で予約を取っていただきたいものです。嫌な客が来たもんだ。数日後、一式がやってきた。ではこれから消したい記憶について質問をします。守秘義務がありますので安心してお話しください。それと封印するべき記憶をより詳しく調べるためにこちらの電極のついた帽子をかぶってください。
はい。
どうぞ消したい記憶をおっしゃってください。詳しく話していただかなくても結構ですよ。あなたが強く念じれば私にはそのイメージが伝わります。なるほど。お母様に折檻された記憶を取り除きたいのですね。どうぞ落ち着いてください。私はあなたの味方です。どうやらあなたのお母様はかなり神経質な方だったようですね。幼いあなたを精神的にも肉体的にも苦しめ続けた。あなたは何も悪くない。むしろ被害者ですよ。
嫌な夢を見るんです。忘れたいのに夢の中に出てきて。
わかります。ストレスがたまると嫌な記憶は呼び覚まされるものです。一色さんはストレスがたまるといつもどうされるんですか？記憶が浮かんできた。これはビンゴどころじゃないな。おいおい、こいつ常習犯かよ。ストレスがたまると婦女暴行を繰り返していたってわけか。ではそろそろ記憶の封印へ進みましょう。じっとこのペンの先の光を見て。ゆっくり動かしますよ。少しずつ体が重くなって、そしてあなたは深い眠りに入っていきます。割と催眠にかかりやすい体質のようだな。これならうまくいきそうだ。
おい！お前何をした？
おいおい刑事さん、 もうなんだよ、か弱い一般市民にいきなり暴力って。
ここじゃ目立つから中に入れろ。
わかったよ。心底嫌だが表で騒ぐわけにもいかないよな。ったく。今日は本当についてね。パチンコには負けるし、変な刑事は来るし。で、何？本当あんた刑事かヤクザかわからないよね。
お前、一色和彦に何かしただろ。
一色のことマークしてたんだ。思ったより仕事ができるのかも。何かって何？
とぼけるな！一色がおかしくなった。
ああ、早速やってくれた。とりあえず服を買いまくれって指示したけど、順調にやってくれちゃってるんだ。そう、俺は一色に暗示をかけた。ストレスを感じるたびに買い物をせずにはいられないように。今や一色は金を使いまくる買い物依存症になっているはずだ。
やっぱりお前の仕業か。あいつは密かに目星をつけていた男だ。そいつがここ数週間で急に散財するようになって変だと思ったら、ここに来たことがあるというじゃないか。
刑事さん、ちゃんと仕事してんじゃん。よかったね。あれは当たりだよ。連続婦女暴行事件の犯人。あ、連続だってちゃんと知ってた？あいつ他にも事件を起こしてるよ。
だったらなぜ協力しない？あいつは長官の甥っ子で証拠がないとしょっぴけないんだ。
へえ、金持ってなさそうだから中流以下の家庭だと思ってたけど。協力？冗談でしょ。どうせ捕まえたって数年で出てこられるような罪にしかならないんだろ。おまけに偉いさんの息がかかってるなら立証するのも大変だ。そもそも3年前の事件で未だに様子伺ってるだけなら絶望的じゃないの？まさか一色がまた罪を犯すのを待ってるとか？わ、最低だな。
お前に何がわかる？俺だって一刻も早く捕まえたいと思ってるんだ。証拠さえあればあいつの家を家宅捜査できるのに。
だから捕まえたって無駄だって。まあ放っておきなよ。そのうちあいつはサラ金に金を借りるようになって生き地獄を味わうから間違いなく破滅するね。あんな奴は首くくって死ねばいいよ。
お前のやってることは間違っている。
叩いたな。あんた直情型だね。法律でしか人を裁けない愚鈍な人間だ。こんなところまでわざわざ来て婦女暴行事件にそんなに思い入れがあるのか？ああ、父親に性的な暴行を受けてきたってわけか。だから女や子供みたいな弱い立場の人間を苦しめる犯人が許せないって。あんたの記憶見たんだよ。かわいそうにね。トラウマになって男しか愛せなくなっちゃったみたいじゃない。
貴様。ああ、そうだ。俺は善悪もわからない頃から親父にこんな場所をいじられたんだ。
この野郎。やめ。
なんでお前が知ってる？俺が必死に忘れようとしてきた過去を。お前も同じ思いを味わってみろ。
嘘だろ。こんなことになるなら適当にあしらえばよかった。ついバカな真似を。 まさか刑事にレイプされるなんてな。
すまん。
あんたさ、俺がこのまま警察駆け込んだら懲戒免職だよ。下手すりゃ捕まる。
悪かった。頭に血が上った。
まるであんたがレイプされたみたいな顔してるよ。
自首してくれ。被害届を出してくれ。
おい、俺に警察行って畑野ってでかい男にケツ掘られましたって言わせるつもりか？どんな仕打ちプレイだよ。
なんでお前はそんな平然としているんだ。慣れているのか。
アホか。男にケツ掘られたなんて初めてだっつの。
じゃあなぜ？
あんたの見られたくなかった記憶を勝手に見た俺も悪かったからな。それよりそのでかいのしまえよ。
悪い。中に出しちまったから。嫌じゃなければ洗うが。
バカか。嫌に決まってるだろ。痛みが引いたら自分でやるよ。そんなやつかと思ったけど、こうしてみると可愛いとこもあるんだ。
お前、どうして俺の記憶なんかを見られるんだ？
ある日芽生えたんだ。触ると相手の記憶が見える。今度は信じたのか？
それは。
あんたの記憶封印してやってもいいけど、一回20万だけど半額にしてやってもいいよ。
いや、いい。これも俺の一部だから。
こいつそんなあっさりと。悪いと思ってるなら今すぐ帰ってくれるか。そんでもう二度と来るなよ。
お、清涼さん、こんにちは。
占いセットね。早速宣伝してんだ。ねえ北野くん、これやる人いんの？
それが意外にいるんですよ。俺もちょっとやってもらったんですけど、黒原さんすごい当たりますよ。さすがオーナーが連れてきただけありますね。
塚本は？
あ、奥にいます。
塚本入るぞ。お前またゲームか？
おお、10日ぶりだな。3日と空けずに来るやつが。
ああ、ちょっとケツが痛くて寝込んでた。
時か？せっかく韓国の焼酎仕入れてたのに。お前飲みたがってただろ。
言ってくれよ、そういうのは。
いけませんね。節制のカードが出ております。しばらく調和を心がけていくのが良いと思われます。
あんたなんでベッドの下にいるんだよ。
狭いところが好きなんだって。ああ、そういや運命の出会いはあったのか？
あるわけないだろ。全然当たらん。いやいや、あれは運命の出会いじゃなかった。勘弁してくれ。あんな出会いはありえない。
いや、マジで黒バラの占いは当たるってみんな言ってるぞ。お前が否定してもそれはきっと運命の出会いだったんだ。俺もお前が独り身なのは心配だからな。そもそもお前恋愛する気ねえだろ。
何を突然。
ないだろ。ま、セックスの最中に妙な過去なんか見たくないよな。
確かに塚本の言う通りだ。触れると相手の記憶が読み取れてしまう俺は、抱き合う時に相手の浮気した記憶を見てしまい、それで何度破局したことか。
お前は人恋しいところがあるから心配してるんだ。早く一緒に暮らせるような相手を見つけろよ。
帰る。
よ
こいつまた来たのかよ。わざわざ家の前で待ってるなんてね。俺に何かよ。
詫びに来た。
それでバラの花束にケーキを持ってきたって。あんた、俺は女じゃないんだけど。
他に思いつかなかったんだ。
しょうがないな。上がれよ。今度来たら追い返してやるつもりだったけど、意表つかれちまった。まあ、うまいケーキだ。次は酒持ってこいよ。
また来てもいいのか。
しまった。これじゃ俺が許しているみたいじゃないか。
この前は本当に悪いことをしたと思っている。子供の頃のことはトラウマになってるだけに、他人から言われてあんなに頭に血が上るとは思わなかった。
確かに俺も精神的に来たよ。お前にやられてから大きな男が背後に来るとビクッとするようになったし。ふふん、動揺してる。もう少しつっついてやるか。ああいった嫌な記憶は上乗りするのが一番いいんだ。つまりもう一度あんたと俺がセックスする。ただし今度はめちゃくちゃ優しく抱いてもらう。俺の記憶を上塗りするくらいあんたが俺を愛情込めて抱けばいい。俺はマグロ状態で何もしない。これが一番手っ取り早い方法だな。
それは。
お前にできるか？言っておくけど下手すると記憶を全部覗かれるぜ。
正直に言っていいか？あんたの顔はすごく好みなんだ。
は？こいつ何言って。おい、なんで手なんか握ってん。
してもいいならしたい。今度はあんたを気持ちよくさせる。記憶を覗かれるのは嫌だが、それ以上にあんたとやり直したい。
何を俺は迷ってるんだ。いや、待て、こいつ俺をおかずにしたな。お前最低だな。俺をおかずにするな。ほら、覗かれるの嫌なんだろ。手離せよ。見られてもいいのか、お前の記憶。
あんたには一番嫌な部分を見られているから別に。
もう調子が狂うな。久しぶりのセックスが男ってのが引っかかるけど、まあいいよ。意外な展開だけど、ここまで来たら試してみるのも悪くないか。刑事のくせにやらしいな。
嫌か。脱がしてもいいか。
待っ、いきなり口で。もういいってば。やばいって。おい、あんたのってばが。
気持ちよかったか。
あんたもすごいガチガチだ。
俺はいい。今日はあんたを気持ちよくさせるから。
じゃあ 続きはシャワー浴びてからな。先に入れよ。一人で抜いてこい。
分かった。
なんだか妙なことになった。あの占いを信じるわけじゃない。でもレイプされた相手とやろうなんて、俺も大概物好きだな。
このオリーブオイル使ってもいいか？
お前入れる気満々じゃねえか。マジでしばらく座るのも辛かったんだぞ。
今度は痛くしない。いいって言うまで入れないから。
お前風呂で抜いてこいって言っただろうが。
これでも抜いてきたんだ。指入れてもいいか？ここ気持ちよくないか？
待って、そこ、やっぱやめる。やだって言ってんのに。なんだよこれ。もう
指増やすぞ。オイル使うから。痛いか？
苦しい。
緩んできたなあ。入れたい。入れてもいいか？
いやまだ無理。
頼むから入れさせて。
ゆっくりやれよ。
力抜いてくれ。悪い。苦しいよな。少し我慢してくれ。すげえ気持ちいい。動いてもいいか？気持ちいいのか？清
鳩の。そうか、止まっていくのを許したんだった。しかし変わったやつだ。俺の能力を知ると普通気持ち悪がって離れていくのに。おい、大丈夫か？うなされてたぞ。
親父の嫌な夢見てた。 セックスした後はよく見るんだ。でも今目覚めて、そういやお前にバレてんだって思ったらなんか安心した。誰にも言えなかった秘密なのに不思議だな。今すごくお前が知ってることにホッとした。隠さなくてもいいんだって。
どんな夢だったんだ？
親父に押さえつけられて抵抗できなくて変だよな。今の俺は誰にだって負けない自信があるのに、夢の中では相手が怖くて抵抗もできない。
辛い記憶を自分の中に押し込んでいるのは良くないぜ。あんた責任感が強そうだから溜め込むと鬱になりやすいタイプだ。弱み見せるのも嫌いみたいだしな。お前、俺の頬に触れた畑野の手から記憶が流れ込んでくる。こいつ俺との行為を反芻しているのか？
キスしてもいいか？
このバカ、何を思い出してんだ。恥ずかしいからやめろ。
だってあんな憎まれ口叩いたやつが俺の腕の中で可愛い声出すんだ。そりゃ興奮するだろう。多分しばらく何かにつけ思い出す。
やらねえよ、もう。痛くしないとか言ってたけど、やっぱ終わった後は痛いじゃねえか。お前のはでかすぎるんだよ。
そうか。
おい、褒めてねえぞ。喜ぶなバカ。
すまん。お前背中怪我したのか？背中、肩甲骨のあたりに引き連れた跡があったが、手術したんだろう。なんか怪我でもしたのか？
ああ、昔事故でな。大して目立たないだろ。女じゃあるまいし、背中の傷ぐらいでガタガタ言うな。
すまん。
ちょっと厳しく言い過ぎたか。でもこの傷は俺にとって触れられたくない過去なんだ。
な、お前最近誰かと付き合い始めたんだろ？
いや、ないない、そんなんじゃない。確かに畑野はあれから予告もなく俺の家に来るようになった。でも恋人になったつもりはない。そもそも男の恋人なんて望んでいないし、相手があの刑事っていうのも納得いかない。だが奴とのセックスは嫌じゃない。そこが問題だ。あいつがまるで俺を熱愛する恋人みたいに愛撫してくるから、つい快楽に負けて。久々に迷い道に顔を出したら、塚本の経営するメイド喫茶の視察に付き合わされるなんて。この世界にはどうしても馴染めない。苦手だ。
ちょっとご主人様、最近ちっとも顔を見せてくれなくてプリン激怒ですのよ。プンプン。
プリンはみんなのアイドルだからな。今度新しいメイド服の試作品持ってくるから最初に着てもらうよ。ここだけの話、お前が一番似合う服にしてやるから。
ご主人様はひどい人ですの。プリンの心を自由自在なのですわ。プリンすっごい期待して待ってますわ。
俺には絶対に理解できん。
それで
何が？
どんなのと付き合ってんだ？
だからそんなんじゃないって。
中学生か？
そんなわけあるか。
言いたくないってことはオカマか？不倫？それとも男とか？ 興味あるな。今度連れてこいよ。お前がどんなの連れてきても別に驚かないから。
まあそりゃお前はな。こいつに隠そうとしても無駄だな。と言っても畑野と付き合っているというのは抵抗がある。だいたい互いに好きとも愛してるとも付き合いたいとも言ってないんだ。それを。
そういやこの前花吹雪先輩に会ったぞ。
花吹雪先輩に？なんだよ、俺も会いたかった。先輩元気だったか？花吹雪先輩は塚本と共通の知り合いで、もちろん花吹雪というのは仲間内での通り名だ。中学の時の先輩だがエキセントリックな人で、常に周りを驚かせることばかりやっていた。俺に催眠術のことをいろいろ教えてくれたのも先輩だった。
今度はドイツに行くって言ってた。清涼どうしてるって言ってたよ。相変わらず俺の魔法は解けてないのかって。
ああ、今度帰ってきた時は俺も呼んでくれよ。俺の心には開けてはいけないパンドラの箱がある。かつて俺はそれを先輩に閉じ込めてもらった。そしてその封印はまだ解けていない。
片付け手伝おうか？
いや、いい。それより一色のことをそんなに大層に構えるなよ。一色和彦が診療に来てから約1ヶ月経った。畑野の話によると、ついにサラ金にまで手を出すぐらい買い物依存を暴走させているらしい。いい君だ。俺は悪いことしたやつがおかしくなっていくのを見て楽しんでるだけだ。
性格が悪い。
ああ、悪いよ。俺筋金入りの嫌なやつ。それでいい？一色のことに関してはあくまで法で裁かせたい畑野と意見が合わず、未だに険悪なムードになる。間違っても俺は優しい人間ではない。だから畑野のような性格の持ち主となぜ関係を続けられているのか不思議だ。
香水の匂いがきつい。どこへ行っていたんだ？
なあ、今日は塚本とキャバクラ行ったからな。前話したろ、ここのビルの持ち主。家賃ただの代わりにあいつの経営している店を定期的に巡回してるんだよ。
なんでだ？
おいおい、まさか焼いているのか？水商売している女はヤバい事件に巻き込まれやすいんだ。俺が記憶を探れるから手遅れにならないよう塚本に頼まれてるんだよ。
その匂い取れよ。気に障る。
分かった分かった。じゃあシャワー浴びてくるよ。おい、
洗ってやる。
そのエロい手つきやめろって。おいバカ。
今日は入れてもいいか？
やだ。おい、やだって言ってるだろ。
ここ気持ちいいのになぜ嫌がる？掘られるのが屈辱なのか？
ノーマルな性癖なら普通嫌だろ。
じゃあここでいけたら入れてもいいか？
はあ？
尻でいけたらノーマルな性癖じゃないだろう。このまま指で行かせてみせる。
お前やめ。
ほらもう我慢汁出てるじゃないか。気持ちいいんだろ。
もう分かったから好きにしろよ。
俺も限界だったところだ。まだ行くな。
やだって。
お前の中吸い付いてくれみたいだ。
もう
清涼。
朝飯食うか。
ああ、朝食が出たのは初めてだな。お前、家族とかはどうしてるんだ？
いない。両親は亡くなった。兄弟はいない。天涯孤独ってわけだ。お前は？
俺も親父は死んでる。俺が中学の頃、交通事故で。生きてたらぶん殴ってすっきりできたんだけどな。母親は宮崎にいる。
上京してきたのか？
ああ、なるべく離れて生活したかったんだ。
ぎこちない表情。まだ折り合いをつけられていないってことか。いつの間にかこいつが家にいることに慣れ始めている気がする。良くないと思いつつ気にならなくなっているのは事実だ。で、どうする？この先は。
悪い。首筋また後つけちまった。
お前は征服欲が強すぎなんだよ。すぐ仲出ししたがるし、独占欲も強いんだろ。
そんなことはあるかもしれないが。
頭に血が上ると冷静さを隠しな。刑事の仕事は忍耐が必要なんじゃないのか？
それは。
畑野の記憶が流れ込んでくる。取り調べ室。威圧するように中年の男を怒鳴り散らしている。畑野、ずいぶん苛立ってるようだ。おい、容疑者の尋問でも思い出していたのか？
お前、俺の考えていることもわかるのか？
まさか。わかるのは映像だけだ。声も聞こえないし、表情やその場の風景で推理しているだけだよ。
そうか。今取り調べしている男、全く何も漏らさないんだ。証拠あるのに酔ってて覚えていないの一点張りで拉致が開かない。
ふん。見てやってもいいけど、金くれれば。
え？お前に探ってもらえたら何が起きたかもわかるし。ちなみにいくらでやってくれるんだ？俺は発給だぞ。
大きいお札が1枚でいいよ。
情報屋みたいなノリだな。分かった。上司が許してくれたらお願いするよ。
ああ、その時は呼んでくれ。
朝食美味しかった。ごちそうさま。行ってきます。そのうちまた来る。
なんだ今の。まさか行ってきますのキス？キモ。本当にどうするんだ、畑野との関係を。よ
今日は無理を言ってすまない。スーツにメガネか。そういう格好も似合うな。
例の容疑者の件で畑野から電話があったのは 翌日だった。ここでの俺の肩書きは犯罪者の精神構造を研究している心理学者という設定だ。警察嫌いの俺がこんなバイトを引き受けるなんて最近どうかしてる。
少し待っていてくれ。すぐ容疑者を連れてくる。
ああ。俺がこれから記憶を見る男の名前は羽田昭夫、52歳。空き地に若い女の死体が埋められていた事件の容疑者だ。死体は死後1ヶ月経っていて、被害者の特定にはまだ至っていない。だが被害者の体を縛っていた紐が特殊だったため、製造元に勤めていた容疑者が浮かんだという。実際羽田には前科があり、殺害当時のアリバイもないらしい。
ここに座れ。この人がさっき話した先生だ。いくつか質問をしたいそうだから正直に話してくれ。
はじめまして、羽田さん、守谷と言います。羽田さんは今別件で容疑者扱いを受けているようですね。1ヶ月前、職場の同僚が旅行に行っていた間に事件を起こしたと聞いていますが。
わからない。あの日は一人で飲みに行って、気づいたらアパートで寝ていました。でも私じゃない。被害者なんて知らないし、紐なんてくすねていない。
そうですか。妙だな。酔っ払って管を巻いている記憶は見えるが、空き地で死体を埋める様子も若い女性と会った記憶もないな。
コーヒー2つ。
かしこまりました。
それで事件のこと何か分かったか？
ない。
え？
だからないよ。死体埋めた記憶も殺した記憶も。羽田は無罪だ、無罪。
嘘だろ。
ないもんはしょうがねえだろ。たく、税金使ってんだからちゃんと犯人捕まえろよな。ただの運の悪いおっさんじゃねえか。これだから警察は。
本当に違うのか？お前の勘違いじゃなくて。
あのな、毎日殺人でも犯さない限り人を殺すってのは相当衝撃的な出来事なんだよ。思い出さないなんてあるはずないだろ。あのおっさんは本当に飲んで酔っ払ってただけ。
そんな。でもあれは幸田先輩が確信を持って。
ないもんはないよ。無駄な尋問なんかやめて他の容疑者洗い出せよ。
そうか。
こいつそんなにショックだったのかな。でも本当に同情すべきはあの羽田って男だ。まあ状況証拠だけじゃ起訴されないと思うけど。だがそれから1週間後、この事件は予想外の展開を見せた。おやじさん、ごちそうさん。
へい、またどうぞ。
さてと、珍しいよな。お前が1週間もうちに顔を出さなかったなんて。
ああ、ちょっと仕事が忙しくてな。
変だな、こいつ。明らかに俺に触られるのを避けてる。何を隠してるんだ。この前の容疑者、ちゃんと自由になったんだろうな。
それは隠しても無駄だから言うが、羽田が自白した。
そんなバカな。あの男は無罪だって言っただろうが。自白ってなんだよそれ。
俺がさせたわけじゃない。怒鳴るなよ。
俺の能力疑ってたのか。あの男は無関係だ。もし自白したなら強要されたに決まってる。取り調べをした刑事に合わせろよ。俺が秘密を暴き出してやる。ほんとムカつく。何のために俺を使ったんだよお前。
すまないと思う。だが
こいつが黙り込むってことは、尋問したのはよっぽど逆らいたくない相手ってことか。そういや先輩がどうのと言っていたな。
幸田先輩は俺が刑事になりたての頃から世話をしてくれた人なんだ。立派で有能な刑事だ。そんな人が無理な自白を迫ったとは思いたくない。
そいつに恋愛感情でも持ってんのか。ケツでも狙ってんのかよ。
そういうんじゃない。そんなこと冗談でも言うな。
違うならもっと軽く返せよ。そんなにムキになってると余計に怪しいぜ。男の多い職場だ。お前にとってはさぞかし居心地いいだろうからな。合わせろよその男に。なんで無理な自白を迫ったのか興味がある。検挙率でも上げたかったのか、手柄にしたかった。公明正大だと信じてるんだろう。見られて困ることでもあるのか。
分かった。そろそろ先輩が来るはずだ。
次の日に会わせてもらえるとは思わなかったよ。とりあえずこの前と同じ心理学者っていう設定でいいんだろ。
それなんだが、まさか幸田先輩に会わせる日が来るとは思っていなかったから。お前のことを飲んだ時に話したことがあって。
何よ。いや待て、やっぱり聞きたくない。
付き合ってると話してしまった。
誰と誰が付き合っているんだ。
俺はそのつもりだけど。
俺は一度も好きだと言った覚えはない。
じゃあなんでやらせてくれるんだ。お前ゲイじゃないだろ。それでも俺が行くと受け入れる。だから俺はお前と付き合っているつもりでいた。
お前だって一度もそういう類の言葉は言ってないだろ。俺は別に。
好きだよ。好きだ。言うと逃げられそうな気がして言えなかった。
今すぐ逃げ出したい。幸田という刑事に会う約束さえなければ実行してたのに。話を戻そう。幸田って刑事にはどこまで話したんだ。幸田はお前がホモだって知ってんのか。
ああ、それでも以前と全く変わらないできた人だ。他のやつにバラすこともないし、本当に頼りになる先輩なんだ。お前変わった名前だろ。だから今回羽田と心理学者を会わせたいって話した時に気づかれちゃったんだよ。お前の名刺を見せたから。
なるほど。じゃあ今日の俺の設定は心理学者でホモってことだな。いいよ。今日はお前と付き合ってる男ってことにしとくよ。
おい。
成り行きだ。俺がお前と寝たのは成り行き。悪くないから続けてる。それだけだ。こいつのことは嫌いじゃない。でも好きだとも言い切れない。まして愛しているなどと間違っても口に出せない。
俺はあの人が幸田先輩だ。
あの男。
どうもはじめまして。高田と言います。畑野から噂は聞いていますよ。
そんなまさか。
おい、どうしたんだ清涼。しっかりしろ清涼。
いいか、これはお前がそいつに出会ったら解ける魔法だから、それまでお前の中に封じ込めておくよ。見つかるといいな、犯人。
花吹雪先輩、見つけた。俺、犯人を見つけた。
I'm a WoW loyalist, refuse to play anything else. Not for long, man. My days of playing WoW are coming to an end. My WoW days are coming to an end, guys. It's the truth. This is the last time I'm going to raid ever again. The Burning Crusade. Because I'm not raiding ever again. I don't like raiding on retail. I don't like in a scheduled guild. This is the last time ever. You realize I'm an old man. I can't keep doing this. Raiding on a schedule is kind of awful. This is the last chance. We heard this before, Unc? No, you actually have never heard it from me before. You've never heard it from me. The only thing I've said before was, this is what I said before. Unless they release TBC, this is the last time I'm going to raid on a weekly schedule. That's what I said last time. Unless they release TBC. Now they've done it, so now it's the last. Surely you won't play the next TBC re-release in 4 years on 6 warrior alts. Well, okay. You know, a TBC re-release... I don't know. We'll have to see how I feel after this TBC, but maybe a TBC re-release. They created TBC era when you play it. At a certain point, I would maybe dungeon or something on it, but I don't know that I would do the whole... dude, what do people do on era? What do you do? Because the thing about era for like Nax is it takes like 17 years to get bis. But if I played Prot Warrior on TBC era, I will be best in slot geared in like a few weeks. Not a few weeks, a few months. So maybe after 3 months, I will be full bis. So what do I do? What do I do at that point? I just keep running Sunwell over and over for fun. I could see myself running Sunwell for fun, but GDKP is banned, so I can't even make gold. So what am I doing? I'm playing TBC era. I'm coming to raid for fun, and I'm just doing Sunwell. Like, I maybe could do that here and there for fun, but like, am I really gonna sign up every week to do that and make that a big part of my life? To raid Sunwell for the 80th time? Probably not. You were replaying expansion over and over again. Yeah, but it's fun to reset your gear if you like the expansion. TBC. Welcome back. Hey, thanks, Veltrox. But yeah. Crazy how my WoW phase is going to end soon, guys. Once TBC, GDKP is not banned on era. Yeah, but Bayfloyd, it might be banned on TBC era. Because TBC currently GDKP is banned. So they might enforce the same. If they call it anniversary era, GDKP is banned on anniversary. So it might be banned again. I'm not sure. We are never getting TBC era. Well, what can you do? TBC, man. TBC. So the alt is a druid. This is my third alt. Again, guys, it goes Prot Warrior number 1, Prot Warrior number 2. This is going to be a Resto Druid. I'm already dual spec. Then it goes Prot Warrior number 3, then Prot Warrior number 4, then Holy Paladin. It is possible, it's unlikely, it is possible I move up the Holy Paladin to be sooner than the 3rd and 4th Warrior, but probably not. But again, this is the last time playing TBC. You gotta go big or go home. You were actually gonna play 4 Prot Warriors in TBC Anniversary. I mean, here's the thing. I'm not actually, guys. Not actually, like, well,
Stop it.
I do not have
Get some
4
help.
Prot Warriors at 60. I do not have 4 Prot Warriors at 60, guys. You do not have to worry about that. I do not have 4 Prot Warriors at 60. Prot Warrior, undeniable, the funnest class spec in the entire game. True. In entirety of WoW history, by the way. Let's throw that in there. Show character screen right now. I mean, I can show the character screen, but I do not have 4 Prot Warriors at 60. That is the truth. I'm not going to show my notepad. I can show my character screen. Guys, I'm getting Mangle. Mango. Mangle. Alright, we're taking... I've been waiting for Mangle to be here. Mangle Bear. Mangle Cat. 100... Look at this text. Can someone explain TBC balancing? And then I'll show you the character screen. Claw says it does 105 damage. Mangle says it does 200% plus 190 and the bleed debuff. So it's just 20 times better. All right, here we go. Yeah, spamming Heroic Strike, shield blocking Illidan is a high. Yeah. See, I do not have that many warriors, guys. I don't even have 260 warriors. Here's one, here's the second. And this guy is... He's not 60. He's not 60. I do not even have 2 pro... I don't even have 2 Pro Warriors at 60. So you guys do not have to... The damage difference is pretty... Yeah. Additional 105. Yeah, it's funny it's worded differently, Yoda. This character is about to be 60. Look at my XP bar. I'm going to do this Warsong Gulch daily. And then I will be 60. But, yeah, this character is not 60. He's only 59 in 99%. So I only have 1 warrior. So you guys do not have to worry. These warriors are not even close to 60. Like, do not worry about that. So it's like, I don't actually have 4 warriors. We don't, guys, you don't have to be worried. I do not have 4 warriors at 60. Okay, they are very far away from 60. Not even 1 orc, no. They're... Why are the last 2 warriors being leveled up? It's like, it's not a... It's just for alchemy, guys. These characters are being leveled for alchemy. Okay? It's an alchemy thing. Like, if I show you it, clearly you're going to see that it's just an alchemy character. Because my alchemy is already leveled. I am not... Look. Alchemy. 277. It's just an alchemy character for transmuting. Okay? It is just an alchemy character for transmuting. I do not want you guys to be worried about the amount of warriors I have. This is very normal. This is very normal. Okay? Extremely normal behavior. It is just... Well, okay, there's more than 4 warriors also. But they're lower level. And I would not worry about that. There are more warriors, but they're like they're low enough level. It's not even worth looking at. Just be honest and say you'll farm pre-bits on all 4. Well, yeah, see, that's the thing is I need to get them all to 70 as part of alchemy. They're alchemy alts, but you need to be level 68 to become a transmutation master. So I'm going to get every character to 70 to do the transmutation quest, to become a transmutation master. So yes, they are all alchemy alts, but they will all be hitting 70. And once they're 70, I'll probably do a few dungeons, maybe a few Karas. If I sneak into a Gruul Mag, like, it is what it is. Transmute Primal Might requires 68, so we'll see about exactly the whole squad. Transmute Master is 68, but I think you can transmute Primal Might sooner. See if that's true. Bad news, guys. If I can't transmute Primal Might without being, I'm really gonna have to level these characters. The recipe is from a vendor. You just need to be 350, which you can train. Binds when picked up. Yeah, I'm pretty sure you can. I'm pretty sure you can do Primal Might on a level 50 and higher. But if you want to be a transmutation expert, like the spec into it, you need to be 68, which is what I plan to do on all the characters eventually. Okay, anything else? I gotta do the centipar insect part. Oh, do that. Guys, when will I ever set my Hearthstone to Gadgetzan? Any predictions if that will ever happen? Probably not. Anyway. So it's a few warriors. You're not a profession professor yet. I just have a few warriors prepared, guys. I don't see why that's a crime. Why do I need 6 transmute characters? That's a good question. That just sounds like the right amount. If I need more, I have more warriors I can level. I have names picked out if I need to level more warriors. Siddhar, thank you for the Zul'Aman Prot Warrior Gearing Guide. No problem, man. Happy to help. Probably to make gold. Yep. I'm going to be rich, guys. With 6 transmute characters, I'm going to be so rich. And it's always, I mean, that's the thing. It's always nice to have extra Prot Warriors laying around. Like, people are always in a guild. People are always saying things like, I wish a Prot Warrior would appear in front of me. You know what I mean? So, like, in my guild, whenever someone's thinking, man, I wish a Prot Warrior would teleport in front of me, that's going to be me. I'm going to be there. Okay, Shred, 479 crit. So it hits for like 250. This hits for like 240. Mangle and Shred do almost the same damage. That is not normally. The person who said Mangle was better than Shred, I mean, they're pretty close. What can I do to help the Prot Warrior in my group? Honestly, most Prot Warriors, man, they cannot be helped. So I think that's kind of a misunderstanding from the start. You said, what can I do to help the Prot Warriors in my group? They really can't be helped. They're kind of a lost cause already. I would just try to be understanding when they inevitably fail. So Shred is 220, Mangle 240. Folks, I think I'm done casting Shred. Prop Warrior is sort of like your deranged cousin that everyone in the family kind of tolerates because he's technically family. I feel like deranged isn't the right word. Maybe more like disabled. Prop Warrior is kind of like your disabled cousin that everybody is nice to because they're disabled. But unfortunately, their being disabled kind of puts a burden on the whole family. That's kind of what Prop Warrior is like. Where it's really sad because the whole family is like affected severely by them. Like they have to spend a lot of extra effort and stuff to help them. How do you feel about Prop Paladin? I wish Prop Paladin was I don't know. I don't wish that much about Prop Paladin. I've mained Prop Paladin in WoD. And I also played Prop Paladin a lot in Wrath, but didn't main it at all. It was an alt. I don't know, man. I think thematically I don't like Prop Paladin, but obviously they're very good. In TBC, Prop Paladin, I wish I liked Prop Paladin because they are the main tank. They are the important human person in the group. If you want to be the most important person in your guild, you play Prop Paladin. Because that is the most important person in every single raid. Because if that player does a good job, the raid is going to go faster. I've been asked if I need help with this quest. Nah, I'm good. I thinks I need help questing? That's disrespectful. Does he know who I am? If I'm a Prop Paladin, are people going to get annoyed with me needing to drink? No, man. Everyone is going to like you. And if you really want to be a good Prop Paladin, the best Prop Paladins do not overspend. Like, if you've held threat on the pack, you do not need to press Consecrate for damage. You don't have to, like, obviously the base level baby Prop Paladin, you just mash Consecrate over and over. But if you are, like, trying to be a good player, you do not need to just mash Consecrate over and over once you have threat. If you have threat and you know no one's going to pull threat from you, you can stop casting Consecrate. And you can start saving mana. There's lots of things Paladins can do to save mana. That makes the whole spam drinking thing less of a big deal, but yeah. What are the other buttons the Prop Pally presses? They press Holy Shield. I mean, you can put up a seal, and you can cast Judgment and refresh your seal, and these are things you want to be doing while you're trying to hold single target threat as well, and you're going to be auto attacking with the seal up, so your auto attacks are kind of important. Who you're targeting with the auto attacks. I mean, it sounds a little basic, but yeah, you're popping seal, you're auto attacking. You're consecrating, you're holy shielding. Sometimes you stun things with Hodge. Sometimes you're dispelling things. Avenger Shield, some builds run, some builds don't. I've been hearing more and more that like the intellectuals don't run Holy Shield or Avenger Shield because it costs too much mana, and that the noobs run it. And you can still, the cool thing about Paladin is you have a lot of utility. You can bop people, you can lay on hands, you can dispel poison and magic. So they have a lot of utility. You can freedom people. I think Paladin is fun to play if you like the utility. There's no way Mangle does more damage in Shred if the target is affected by Mangle. Does Mangle make my Shred do more damage? Only cause him to take more bleed. I mean, we can test it right here. I'm not trying to make up the numbers here. But we pounce, Fairy Fire, Mangle, 269. Shred. Wait. Shred did more damage. Was that from a talent? I don't play cat, by the way. If anyone's curious. Mangle should apply Amplify Shred. Yeah, it just doesn't seem to say it. But it's probably a talent? I don't know where the talent would be, though. It just says it causes them to take additional damage from bleed. Guys, I'm a Resto Druid. I'm just leveling out here. I don't know what's going on.
I got the best deals anywhere. Potential customer.
Great news, everyone. I'm about to set my Hearthstone.
Keep it real.
Shred is weirdly considered a bleed. Great. Great news. Great news. Shred it does no bleed, but is considered a bleed. How hard is it going to be to fill DSD HR Pug, you think? Probably pretty easy. GDKPs don't exist. And a bunch of people just want tier, man. I mean, the problem is I think a lot of people are going to try and run a lot of them. So maybe it gets hard if you're running lots and lots and lots of them. But you can try and add mag on to make it more attractive for people who maybe just want mag. But then people leave in between the two. Okay, the Scrimshank Redemption down there. I will set my Hearthstone. I will set my Hearthstone. What am I? So I'm level 50 right now. Trying to figure out what I do next. So I'm level 50. And I just did Tenaris. I think I'm skipping Sunken Temple. I need to do Hinterlands. I'm probably going to skip some of the stuff in Hinterlands. But I think I want to do at least the old quests that used to be elite. The Jinta Allure stuff for some of the good rewards. So I think I just finish up this last 2 quests, and then I think I go to Hinterlands. And then I'm going to do Syrian Gorge and then like Ungoro. Can you hold them hostage for both raids by doing loot at the end? You can. But in some cases, it's the other way around too, of like, if you're doing Gruul Mag and you only care about Gruul, you don't really care if the group disbands before Mag. Like, you don't really care. Like, you don't really care if that goes a little messy. You've already secured the Gruul kill and the potential chance at the DSD. So we just always did Gruul first. You just hope that 5 to 10 extra like casters show up because they want Mag or something. What are my top 3 classic zones? I don't know, man. I like a lot of zones. The Barons is insane. I always love doing the Barons. I've done the Barons so many times and I seem to still enjoy it. So I think the Barons has to be in there because I've done the Barons probably over 30 times fully. And I still do it and I still like it. I think the Barons is really efficient, fast, fun for the whole family. I love the Barons. What else? There's zones like Ashenvale and Fellwood I like a lot, but I don't know if they would be my favorite. There's zones that I like for XP, like Thousand Needles. Thousand Needles might be a top 5 zone. I like Thousand Needles a lot. Yeah, and a zone like Feralus. I like the zones like Feralus, Ashenvale, Fellwood. I like the aesthetic of those, kind of the forest situation. But yeah, in terms of favorite, like Burning Steps is one of my favorite, but that's mainly because or Syrian Gorge. It's one of my favorite. That's mainly because it has good XP. I don't actually like the zone that much with the layout of like the caves and everything. So favorite zone, Barons is pretty crazy. But aesthetically, I don't think it's my favorite. It's probably also still... See, a lot of the zones, I'm just not a lore dude, man. I don't know what to tell you guys. I'm just not a lore person. And because I am not a lore person, that means that like everything I say is just has nothing to do with the lore and the feel, and like almost everything to do with how much experience I get in the zone. So like I am like not a good person to ask, because I'm just gonna be like, oh yeah, I like STV. There's a lot of quests. I like the Barrens. There's a lot of quests. I like the Syrian Gorge. There's a lot of quests. It's fast experience. It's like in TBC. I like Netherstorm. There's a lot of XP. But I don't even know like I don't know. I don't have that kind of brain. Like if you were to say to me, where would I want my house to be in WoW? I genuinely don't know. Like they're adding player housing to retail, or it's already added. If you told me, I don't know how it exactly works. I don't think it works like how I'm going to describe. But if you told me I could pick any zone in WoW and build a house there, I actually don't have an answer prepared. I would have to like think for a while. It's like not something I think about. I don't think about those kinds of things at all ever. So I actually just don't have an answer. Decitus, I kind of like Decitus, but again, would it be my favorite? I don't know. I do not know. I just really don't think that way, man. I'm like that. I remember Bay Floyd. I still remember Bay Floyd saying this to me. I once said, like, when I look at a sunset or I look at a waterfall, I'm just not very affected. I don't know what it is about me. Travlik, 3 stream streak, watch streak. What does that even mean, dude? Why did I even read that? I like I look at beautiful things in the world and I just don't feel anything. I don't see anything. I don't know why. It's not something I want to feel. It's not like I think I'm cool because I look at a sunset and don't feel much. I just don't. I don't get super excited or happy about like things like that. They don't have a strong effect on me. And I remember saying that, and Bay Floyd said like, bad take. Bay Floyd said bad take, like it's an opinion. I'm not saying in my opinion waterfalls are not cool. I'm saying I look at the waterfall and then I turn away and I feel nothing. And I don't remember it. And I don't like genuinely, there's never been a place I visited that I have been like, wow, that place was so beautiful, I want to go again. I've never, like, whether it's the beach or whether it's forests or trails or... There's one place I've gone to that was like a cool forest that I remember being cool because there was a bunch of like, it was like, there was a bunch of stuff in the air. Like, there was like almost like a green fog in the air. It's like a cedar thing. That was kind of cool. But again, like, I mean, that was kind of cool. That was one of the few things I remember being cool in like nature. But do I feel that I need to see that ever again? Maybe not. I don't know. Maybe I'll want to at some point. But yeah, it's just the sun going down like every day. But even like a very crazy rainbow or a super beautiful rainbow or something that's not, or even like looking at a solar eclipse or a lunar eclipse. Like, dude, I did that whole thing. I guess it was kind of cool. But it's like, that's it. That's all. That's kind of cool. But I'm not like, oh my God, I'm so happy I saw that. Or I don't know. I don't know what other people feel when they're looking. I think that's the crazy thing about the human experience for me is everything is so relative that if you don't know what someone else is feeling in that moment, it's really hard to know what life is like for other people. Like, I don't know, is my life very different from other people or is it very similar? I think it really comes down to how you react to just things that are happening. But yeah, I don't know. So that's why, like, you say, oh, what zone do I like the most? Like, I don't know. Ashenvale's kind of cool. Like, I like the trees, I guess. I don't know. I just don't really care about stuff like that. It's the thing of like League of Legends, man. When I played League of Legends, I don't like go out and smell the roses. I don't look at my skin. I don't look at any of that stuff. If I'm playing WoW, I don't care that much how my character looks. I only care about how my character looks on the login screen. I do sometimes remember looking at my prot warrior and thinking I looked cool on my login screen. But I'm like not a big cosmetic guy. Yeah. You should try everyone keeps telling me to try psychedelic drugs and LSD. I'm not going to take any of those. What if I have a psychotic break, man? You gotta be careful with that. You're INTJ. Yeah, I'm being told that I'm INTJ, and then that explains my behavior. I don't know. I haven't taken one of those tests in a while. I can never remember the letters. What? I'm pretty sure I'm not N. I'm S? IS? I don't know. Personality test. Freepersonalitytest.net. You often make new friends. Nope. You have a wide ranging of interests and love to learn about all of them. Nope. You feel upset when you see someone that is sad. True. You always have a contingency plan. True. You're confident at the future. Somewhat. Mixed. You're cool, calm, and collected under pressure. Well, probably true. At parties, you stick with people you know. True. I usually don't go to parties though, and don't know anyone. So we'll try our best there. It's best to finish one piece of work before starting another. Low-key true. You see the meaning in little things around you. You see meaning in little things around you. See, that's such a trick question though. Do I see meaning in little things around me? I feel like what I just described was no, that I don't. But I do have like an appreciation and notice things. So I don't know how to answer that one. I'll just go mixed in the middle because I'm not sure. You organize your time with diaries and timetables. Not really. I put stuff in calendars sometimes. I'll go disagree. A minor mistake can lead you to question your abilities. True. Dumbest breaths. Good grief. I'm about to die. Are you gonna let me be? Alright. Do you think I can kill this guy? I don't think I can kill this guy. Dude, what a normal human being, man. Just a level 60 boosted trash character. Moonfiring me down. He might not be boosted trash, but that's my new insult. All right, back to a personality test. You can chat with anyone, agree or disagree. I can talk to anyone. I'll say agree. You love to think about underlying meanings of things. Probably true. Not really books, movies, and music, though. I don't really care about the story of stuff. I don't know about that. Do I love to think about the underlying meaning of things? Maybe a slight agree. I'm not sure. You use logic more than your emotions when you make decisions. True. You're spontaneous. No. You're not bothered by what strangers think of you. I am bothered what strangers think of me. You enjoy team sports or other activities. I agree. I do enjoy team sports and activities. You enjoy books, video games, movies where the ending is ambiguous. I mean, I can live with that. Sure. Best movie of all time has an ambiguous ending. You work behind the scenes to help other people accomplish their goals. True. You experience option paralysis. True. You worry about things will go wrong. True. Being a leader doesn't really interest you. I don't know. Disagree, I guess. I'm Tragic's fearless leader. Sometimes you really wish other people would make the decisions rationally, rather than relying on their feelings. That is a crazy thing to say. True. You would describe yourself as artistic or creative. I think some people in chat would call me artistic, but I don't think that's what this is asking. Guys, we're not going to get to do the chicken quest. What? You finish the housework before you sit down to relax. False. Well, okay, that's a good point, though. How do I answer this question? It says, I'm taking this personality test, and it says to me, you finish the chores before relaxing. That is true. I will not relax until the chores are done. But I also won't do them. So what do I answer there? I cannot relax until the chores are done, but I won't do them, and I just won't be relaxed and just feel bad. What do we put for that one? I think it's trying to say that can I tolerate things being undone? I'm going to say no. I finish the housework before I sit down. I'm going to say yes. That I feel like I have to before I can relax. I'll say that. That's probably truer to my feeling. You enjoy a good debate. Do I enjoy a good debate? I don't know. I'll say in the middle, dude. I think debating with people is so annoying a lot of the time. Like I'll get in these arguments with Twitch chat and stuff, but like, dude, in real life, it's really not. I don't actually enjoy it at all. 99% of people too. It's not even like it's just pointless. Rise of Silithid, is that Thunderbluff? What's this one? Org. Alright, we'll get on our flight path. Where are we going? Thunderbluff. Okay, now that I'm flying, I can actually show my screen too. Okay. You enjoy a good debate? Honestly, not really. I don't know. I'm gonna put neutral because yeah, arguing with people in Twitch chat about WoW, maybe I enjoy it if it's about something I care about, but I really hate discussing anything political, anything real life, anything. I don't like it really. Would rather just agree with people and not have conflict. All right, you like to blend in and prefer not to draw attention to yourself. True, actually. Very true. You can be moody. I think I can be moody, but I'm also very. I don't know what to tell you. I can be moody on the inside, but a lot of people can't tell unless I'm trolling people. I'm going to go with disagree on being moody. All right, you become impatient with people who aren't working efficiently. Nah, I'm pretty patient. You tend to leave things until the last minute. True. That's true. Sometimes you wonder if there's an afterlife. I mean, sure. You'd rather be surrounded by people than be alone. I don't know. I like being alone, but also don't like being alone. I don't like being surrounded. I don't like a lot of people. I'm going to go with slightly disagree. Discussions about theory bore you. Your interests are more practical. I think theory. I think I like discussions on certain theory of like what is the right way to play or do something. But again, these are all like, am I answering WoW or real life? You find it easy to see other people's perspective? True. You prefer to leave your options open? True. Usually you don't look back and wonder if you made the wrong. They're false. I'm always thinking I screwed it up. Okay. After a long, stressful week, you love to let your hair down and socialize, but are we trolling here? Art galleries and museums can be fascinating. False. Never been to an art gallery or museum where I did not want to blow my brain out. All right. Other people's emotions often confuse you. Nah, not really. I usually understand. You have a to-do list for each day? Not really. You're confident most. I kind of do this with reminders, though, I guess. So maybe a little. You're confident most of the time. I'm confident about some things and very not confident about others. I would say slightly disagree. You hate talking on the phone. I like talking on the phone rather than texting. You do your best to understand where other people are coming from. True. You're the one who brings friends together for social occasions and outings. Not really. I'm going to go with no on that one. When your plans are disrupted, you get things back on track quickly. Not really. You have many regrets. True. You're focused on the here and now. False. You feel out of control when it comes to your emotions. I mean, never. You try and spare other people's feelings. True. Spurts of energy where you get a lot done, find it hard to quite. True. Wait, that's a true. When other people praise you, you become nervous about disappointing them. Nah, I just don't believe them. I don't know that I'm nervous about disappointing them. I just don't believe them. I'm gonna just strongly disagree. You enjoy working alone. Slightly disagree. Maybe neutral. You don't have much time for abstract philosophical questions. True. Nobody's got time for that garbage. Nah, sometimes they're interesting. I'm gonna go neutral again. You prefer crowds and festivals to quiet, tranquil place. False. We're almost done, guys. You can read another person's emotion instantly. True. You often feel stressed and overwhelmed. Kind of, actually. You like to take things step by step. True. You're drawn to unusual conversation topics. Not really. I don't think WoW counts. You would let someone else take something you wanted if you thought they needed it more. True. You're energized by deadlines. True. It's like your gender. Wait, why is that important, guys? All right, let me hide this and figure out how I actually get to the result before I show a bunch of ads. Get my test results. Get unlimited reports. Subscribe. Dude, where this is costing me money now. I just get scammed. They're wanting me to pay money now. Guys. It says free personality test. How do I get around this? 7-day trial? What are we talking about? I just got scammed. How do I get to the result here? I don't want unlimited reports. Is it think I've done this test like 2 years ago? Why is my screen black? Shouldn't I have WoW open? There we go. I think I just got scammed, man. There's a free test. Yeah, but I just took one for 40 hours and it says free in the title. I just got scammed, guys. It's just such a horrible... Free to take the test. Oh, it said free. Yeah, I have to take a different one when we just have to answer all the questions again. That's so much work. Oh my god. What a disaster, guys. Free. 16 personalities, I'm being told. Surely that one's free. I gotta do the same garbage. Oh my gosh. Just call it, man. Future ties. What does it say about my personality that I don't want to take the test again? Orwa. That's for the Druid class quest. I'm gonna be broke, man. Trank. Rebirth. Mark. Gift. Ooh. I don't really use Ravage much. Hurricane is an overpowered ability. Okay. Anything I actually have to put on my bars? Need to put the Mark of the Wild on my bar. I'm not actually going to get the other. I don't have the seed for that. I need to put Tranquility and Hurricane on my bar. Tranquility is a fun ability to press. Hurricane is overpowered. Alright, we're turning this in, and then I'm flying to Org, and I guess I'll try and complete that personality thing on Org. A new one. Playing Rogue for TBC. Can't figure out the best spec for Carrot. Just play Combat. My guild will only be running Carrot. We don't have enough for 25 man. Just literally run Combat Rogue. Everybody plays Combat Rogue. Just play Combat Rogue. Alright, I can disenchant these things. Doesn't matter what I take. Alright. Go to Hinterlands real quick. Yeah, Rogue is by far the least one in class DBC, Drip. I did the wrong one. I did do the wrong one. But it said it was free, man. I don't take personality tests all the time. Alright, where are we flying? Orc. Okay, here we go, man. Complex novel ideas excite you more than simple and straightforward ones. What does that even mean, man? Am I reading books? You usually feel more persuaded by what resonates emotionally with you than factual arguments. What? You're living and work. I like the other one better. Your living and working spaces are clean and organized. Like, not really. Network promoting yourself, very daunting. True. Are we almost done? 2 out of 10. We're getting there. You prioritize and plan tasks effectively, often competing them well for the deadline. Not really. People's stories and emotions speak louder to you than numbers or data. Wrong. That's just factually incorrect, if you think that. You like using organizing tools like schedules and lists. A little bit, not really though. Even small mistake cause you to doubt your abilities, I guess. I don't know, man. There's too many bubbles. This is really annoying. You are not too interested in discussions about various interpretations of true. Creative work, snooze. You prioritize facts over people's feeling when determining course of action. I mean, this makes me sound like I'm a terrible person. Disagree, actually. You often allow the day to unfold without any schedule. Kind of. You rarely worry about whether to make a good impression. False. You enjoy participating in team-based activities. Again, it said sports last time. I like sports. I don't like randomly playing Dungeons and Dragons or something. Like, what are we doing here? Guess agree? I do like untested new approaches. You prioritize being sensitive or honest. True. You actively seek out new experiences and knowledge. There's no. You're prone to worrying about things. True. You enjoy solitary hobbies more than group ones. Kind of. You cannot imagine yourself writing fictional stories. True. That is insane. You favor efficiency. True. Not even reading anything else. You prefer to do chores before allowing yourself to relax. Not prefer, man. I don't prefer to do chores before allowing myself to relax. I cannot relax until the chores are done. Get it straight. In disagreements, you prioritize proving your point over preserving the feelings of others. I mean, nah, dude. Usually wait for others to... I mean, that's just a disagree. Usually wait for others to introduce themselves first at social gatherings. True. Your mood can change quickly. That is true. But I'm not like... You're not easily swayed by emotional arguments. True. End up doing things at the last possible moment. Yeah. You enjoy debating ethical dilemmas. Not really. You usually prefer to be around others rather than on your own. I don't know how to answer that one. You become bored or lose interest when the discussion gets theoretical. I can do a little theoretical. When facts, feelings conflict, you find yourself following your heart. Nah, bro. Your heart is brain dead. Are you kidding? Do not trust the heart, man. That buddy has no clue what's going on. You find it challenging to maintain a consistent work or study schedule? I mean, I guess a little. You rarely second guess the choices you've made. False. Your friends would describe you as lively and outgoing. True. This looks like the test you just looked. Same website. It is not the same website. I was told to take 16 personality. I was told that is okay. Twitch chat would not lead me astray. It says free in the title, guys. You are drawn to various forms of creative expression, such as writing. No. You usually base your choices on objective facts. True. You have a to-do list for each day. Not really. Not really. You rarely feel insecure. I mean, sometimes, I don't know. It's not that bad. You avoid making phone calls. False. You enjoy exploring unfamiliar ideas, viewpoints. I do not. Oh, we gotta go up the ramp. You can easily connect with people you just met. What? I define easily connect, man. I think it's trying to ask me if I'm like, I guess I can. Connect, like, no, but like understand them, yes. If I just met someone, I can understand them. But I can't connect in like a social way at all. I go with disagree. Your plans are interrupted. Your top priority is get back on track. Not really. You're still bothered by mistakes you made a long time ago. True. Good lord, I'm still thinking about Felmus. Still thinking about Arth in the bow, if we're being completely honest. I think about that all the time. You are not too interested in discussing theories on what the world could look like in the future. Whatever, dude. I don't know. I think about tech sometimes. There's nothing in the world you hate more than phone calls. I don't mind them. Your emotions control you more than you control them. I control my emotions. I'm an emotional controller. When making decisions, you focus more on how the affected people might feel. True. Guys, we're almost done. 9 out of 10. Your personal work style is close to the bond. Yes. When someone thinks highly of you, you wonder how long it'll take them to feel disappointed in you. I mean, That's so emo. That's so emo. Not really. I'm gonna go disagree. No, I'm gonna go disagree. You would love a job that requires you to work alone most of the time? No, I'm not sure. You believe that pondering abstract philosophical you know what I'm gonna go with? Agree, probably. You believe that pondering abstract philosophy is a waste of time? Kind of is, dude. I mean, it kind of is a waste of time. It actually is just a waste of time. All right, you feel more drawn to busy, bustling atmosphere. False. If the decision feels right, you often act on it without needing further proof. False. All right, last page, guys. Should have vanished, sapped that priest in 2011. I do think about like PvP things from 10 years ago too. I dueled someone in Zul. I dueled someone for Zul'Gurub's sword, and I lost the duel because I panicked and they popped wreck, even though it was supposed to not be allowed. Still think about that. You often feel overwhelmed. A little bit. You complete things methodically without skipping over steps. True. Kind of. You prefer tasks that require you to come up with creative rather than follow concrete steps, I guess. You're more likely to rely on emotional intuition than logical reasoning. No. Struggle with deadlines. Neutral. You feel confident that things will work out for you. It'll probably be fine. All right, these buddies want my email. Optional. Not going to put that in. All right, see results. Bad news, guys. ISTP. What happened, guys? What happened? Some of you guys thought I was going to get an N. What is S versus N? What does this stuff mean? So explain this to me. It's 4 letters. ISTP. T. I guess it's 5, but then we've got identity is turbulent. What does that mean? You're more likely self-conscious, sensitive to stress, success-driven, perfectionistic. True. So this one I agree with. This says I'm judging. This is J. It says I'm barely judging. You're very likely adaptable, easygoing, and flexible. What does that have to do with judging? I don't know what this means. I don't know what's going on here. Thinking. I'm a thinker. I'm observant. Sure. I am an observant human being. 82% introverted. That's tough. That's tough. We learn anything here, guys, today? Or was this a waste of time? Judging types. Okay, so you say P focus process oriented, but the problem is I feel like this test is like not accurate though, because I'm very much process oriented too.